this is my team. You know what that means. This is for the black and blue that I bleed. This is for the chance to bring home that ring. But everybody gonna doubt this. So far there ain't been another way around it. We bring heat to the game each week. They just say we ain't got what it takes. We ain't bout it. Well, y'all can just keep saying that we ain't gonna make it. But at the end of the day, this will be the Panthers nation. You know, this ain't a game to us major players at every angle that you can think of. That's why you hate us. Get out the way of greatness. You can look at our faces and see the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to create this. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but you can save it. Cause even on the darkest of days, you know we're always gonna find a way to tell them what we gonna do. We gotta
All right, folks. Give me just a minute. I gotta tweet out that we are live. Appreciate you guys coming out here and hanging out with us. Give me one moment. And there we go. Cool. Alright, so let's get started. Hold on, I'm just a little underprepared at the moment. I gotta finish my setup here. There we go. Alright. Let's get this thing rolling. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding, in all caps, for in-game posts, polls, and reactions. And reactions to NFL news, as well as scheduling for the channel. And your Yahoo Sports Keep Pounding Fantasy Football League. We've got 3 spots officially left. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 spots left. Who wants them? Who's taking them? Welcome on in. I am Corey, your host for the Keep Pounding podcast for the Carolina Panthers. So, Zoom link is up. It is in the pinned chat if anybody would like to jump into the stream and talk. And shout out to Lock Poppy. If you're interested in a spot in the Fantasy Football League, go check that out on the Facebook group page. The link is up. I just posted it right before the stream. So, if you want in, it is a 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex spot, which is a wide receiver, running back, tight end spot, 1 kicker, and 1 whole defense with 3 bench spots. So if that appeals to you, it is a free league. We are not putting up any prizes this year, but if you're interested in joining, jump on in. What's left? You got a few days left, ladies and gentlemen. After that, I got to close the link. So, and I got to seal it up. But if we get 2 more, then I'll keep it at 12 teams. But if we only get 1 more, then I got to close it up there by the end of training camp. So, that being said, jump into this content, shall we? And ladies and gentlemen, the depth chart has been officially released. So we'll be getting into that as well. But first I want to kind of talk about what I saw today in day 10. we have signed a new kicker. And I'm trying to get the name. Hold on 1 second here. I don't know if it's in the transactions just yet. Sometimes it takes a little time for that to pop up in the Panthers transactions on their page. But this time of year, it's usually pretty quick. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so let's take a look. They signed kicker Matthew Wright. I don't know that much about him, to be honest. But there's your transactions so far. As of right now. We know about Deion Jones, so these are the new ones. We waived Aaron Mosby. We've waived Colby Richardson. We signed Mac McCain. We agreed to terms with Justin Houston. We waived Jalen Redmond. And we waived tackle B.J. Wilson. So, those are the most recent ones that we have since yesterday. Former Jaguars kicker. Thus far, he is 46 if it would stop jumping around the page. There we go. On field goals. And 35 of 37 on extra points. We've always been hitting home runs with the kickers, getting these guys signed here and getting good guys at that position. So I have no reason to doubt that Mr. Wright is going to do a good job for us in Eddie's absence. So, that being said, today was a very, very interesting day as far as things that went on. And I got exactly what I wanted today. And I'll tell you why I say that. First of all, let's start with Deontay Brown. Deontay Brown has now been running drills with the 2s and the 3s. He's been running left guard with the 2s and right guard with the 3s. Now what this means is they're testing both of his positional versatilities out, which is a very, very wise thing to do. I think the coaching staff is very smart to do that. And I noticed that today. But did I miss that on other training camp days? Did I not notice that? And I wonder, because I was focused on so many other players throughout this month, that I may have missed that little detail. But it's a very, very important detail, because we need to know what Deontay Brown can do, at left guard and right guard. So we need him available and ready to go for right guard duties in case Austin Corbett or Cade Mays goes down. So thus far, I like what I'm seeing. And I think that, Deontay Brown has always been a really good run blocker. That's always been something I've seen when he's had reps this month, no matter where he is. But now I'm starting to see he's building his resume as a pass rusher too. And today was a very, very good day for him pass protection wise. I meant to say pass protection, not pass rusher. Sorry. It's been a long month and I'm tired, but it's a lot of hard work. You gotta put in the heat. To get the results. So, But yeah, as a pass protector, definitely advancing today. I was very happy and very pleasantly surprised. So, this is what I needed to see from him today, and that's a good note to start on right there. The second good note I've got for you guys is Keith Taylor actually making a couple. Um, so we have the joint practices coming up with the Jets. Now, this is where I want to really test out Deontay Brown. I want to know, can he handle that Jets pass rush when we do 11 on 11s? So what you're gonna see on this Wednesday morning, which it is technically Wednesday morning here on the East Coast, um, is our offense versus their defense. Their offense versus our defense. And it'll be two separate fields. So there'll be 11 on 11 drills. You'll see them both on separate fields. I'm not interested so much in our defense as I am our offense. I want to watch our offense. Because I want to make sure that that line is not going to buckle under pressure. You know, we've had a lot of pressure coming up the middle from, and in particular from Burns' side of the field today, who also had a pass deflection, I believe. I believe that was him. Shaq had a pick today as well. So on another positive note, when we were talking about our defense. So I'm very pleased at what I saw today. And I think this defense is definitely ready for the Jets. Obviously, I've still got a few questions about that corner position right at the moment. But thus far, I'm pretty happy. Another thing I noticed today is Andy Dalton still getting into his comfort zone when there's pressure hitting him. Don't like it. You know, it's just been that way the entire month. And I don't think he's going to get out of that comfort zone box of his under pressure. You know? And you have to wonder, is it the D-line, you know, heavy pressure that is really, really strong and is going to be like a top 5 defensive line in the league? Or is it just above average pressure and Andy just can't handle it? You know, which is it? We're about to find out against the Jets. These two joint practices, we're going to find out for real which one it is. And as I've said before, the Jets don't really have an offensive line that much. So, that D-line is going to eat. I believe in this D-line. I'm starting to believe that this might be a top 5, top 10 defensive line. And the reason I say that is, you know, they dialed up that pressure on day 2 of camp. This is not a fluke, ladies and gentlemen. It just got heavier and hotter every day on that D-line. And it's just not going away. It's getting stronger and stronger and stronger throughout camp. We got 2 days left. And I will say this right now. If we were allowed to touch quarterbacks in training camp, Aaron Rodgers is in trouble. That's all I got to say. Aaron Rodgers is in big trouble. Because this dude's about to get knocked on his butt if we were allowed to touch quarterbacks with this D-line. It is filthy, dude. It's absolutely filthy. So, yeah, I believe that the D line is as strong as we think it is. Which means our O line is as strong as we think it is. It's solid. You know, today I saw advancements on the O line where they were showing discipline and focus. There was only one penalty on the O line. And on defense, I always saw one pass interference call. And you guys can guess which one it was on. Mr. Herb Miller. So, being that was on Herb, I'm a little concerned. You know, Herb has not had the greatest camp. He made strides in day 9, but on day 10, we see that pass deflection. We see him getting burnt again. And I'm like, come on, Herb. Just when you're starting to turn the corner, man. Come on, man. Don't do this. Don't go backwards. So I'm a little disappointed there. But he'll turn it back up, I'm sure. I'm sure. So, looking at this depth chart, now we come to the depth chart because this has become quite the depth chart we're looking at here. It's unofficial, of course. Let me find it. Didn't put it there. I think I know where to find it. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all sit tight. I'm gonna find it real quick. Let's see. There it is. All right. Shout out to the real Sunchild. How you doing, man? Welcome on in. Why's the website not working now? Can't see it now. Give me 1 second, y'all. Tech issues. You know how it is. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. That's not cool. Streamlabs is really weird about that. Like, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. So you kind of have to reset it. And, like, toggle in between, like, the tabs for it to work. It's really weird like that. I don't know. For it to show up on the list. But, yeah, there you go. Here is the current depth chart. First unofficial depth chart of the year. And, we're going to go through this and talk about it. Come on. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with wide receiver. We got DJ Chark leading the wide receivers. And I told you this was going to happen. Now, Coach Wright said that we have a few different number one. But here's the thing. DJ Chark is an animal. He's been catching stuff that nobody else has been able to catch in this roster. in this list of wide receivers. Um, and I told y'all, keep an eye on Chark. And again, I was on target here. We got TMJ, Derek Wright, Gary Jennings. I did not see anything from Gary Jennings, really. I don't think he was targeted unless it was third string. So, I did not get a proper look at him. That being said, continuing on with the wide receivers, you got Adam Thielen, Damiere Byrd, Shi Smith, CJ Saunders. And I mean, that's exactly how that should be set up, in my opinion. In the third set of wide receivers, you got Mingo, Laviska, Javon Wims, Josh Van. Now, here's my question. Does Josh Van deserve a spot in this wide receiver core? At the very least, practice squad. Because I don't think they've targeted Javon Wims. Unless it's third string. Again, you know, I never... Unless I missed some of those passes, I never saw Javon Wims. Maybe I'm wrong. You know? Any players want to come in and correct me if I'm wrong? Because I don't remember seeing him. But maybe he caught some passes. Maybe we targeted him with Matt Moore. Matt Corral, I mean. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to come back to left tackle. You guys know why. Let's go to left guard. We got Brady Christensen, Nash Jensen, and Chandler Zavala. Chandler Zavala is going to challenge Brady Christensen for the number 1 spot. You heard it right. He's going to challenge Brady Christensen for that number 1 spot, which means Brady Christensen will be a rotational man. So will Cade Mays down here at right guard. So, once Corbett comes back. That being said, I don't know too much about Nash Jensen. I mean, I've been watching the Lions, but I haven't really noticed Nash Jensen that much, and that's a good thing. If I don't notice you as an offensive lineman, that means you're doing your job. You know, if I do notice you and you got false starts or holding penalties or you're allowing constant pressures, that's not a good thing. And that alludes to a certain offensive lineman. You guys know who I'm talking about. That I've been on a warpath about lately. I don't need to say his name. We'll come back to him later. That being said, if I haven't noticed Nash Jensen, that means he's doing his job. I got no problem with it, you know. If second or third spot is where he belongs, that's where he belongs. I'm good with it. I'll take a look at him in the next couple of days, and I'll see who he is. You know, there's a couple of these linemen I want to look at. J.D. Renzo is one of them. DeRenzo, I'm sorry. God, my brain lately. All right. Pronouncing these guys' names would help. But, yeah, I like the center position right now. I like Briley Bozeman. I like Justin McCray. Love that. Sam Tacklenberg. Sam Tacklenberg usually ends up on practice squad or just off the team altogether. This may be his last year, because I've seen him last year on that training camp squad last year. So I don't know. I know there's a max of 3 years. So So somebody will have to tell me if Sam Tackleberg was there, 2 years ago, because I don't remember. But I do remember his name from last year. 100% I do. So Cade Mays filling in for Austin Corbett. We got Deontay Brown at second spot. Yes. Yes. That's what I want to see right there. Right guard. Yes. Beautiful. That's a beautiful spot for him. Because JD is probably not going to make the team. That's a camp body. So Cade Mays will be rotating around. Most likely he'll stick at right guard. Because he's been taking a lot of snaps with the ones. And handling himself pretty well, actually. There were a couple of days where he had a little questionable false starts, but I'm not gonna fault him for that. You just got to show some discipline, and he did today. So, I like Cade Mays. I love him. He was one of my picks, one of my draft picks. So, Taylor Moton, Cameron Irving, Larnell Coleman. I like it. I like it. That's what it looked like last year, and that's what it should look like this year. 1,000%. All right, so let's go back to this left tackle spot. We got Icky. That's established. He's going to be starter. And there's my least favorite offensive lineman right now, skill-wise. Not personality-wise, but skill-wise, Michael Jordan. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? Why do we not have somebody better sitting there at left tackle? This is yet again left tackle position. You guys remember what position screwed us in the Super Bowl? Remind me again. Except this time it's depth. The last time we had that kind of problem, it was a starter. So, I got a question about that move right there. I like that Frank didn't change the things that aren't broken. Yes. Yes, Lock Poppy. Yes. Amen, sir. That is the magical comment of the night right there. Don't fix what ain't broke. And in this case, a lot of this offensive line is not broken. Keep it the way it is. Love it. Now, the only one I don't know that much about is Ricky Lee. I don't know. Who is this dude? .6'5", 289 from North Carolina A&T. I mean, he's not really big enough to contend. He's a rookie. Undrafted rookie. I think that's that guy y'all were telling me about. Right? Yeah, I need to take a look at Ricky Lee. Put him in there with the twos. I want to look at him. I want a good look at this dude at left tackle. Put him in there with the twos. Michael Jordan, you've seen enough snaps. I've seen you already. I already know what you could do and what you can't do. Put Ricky in there. I want to look at him. We need to know what we're doing with that rookie status. I feel like he's going to get bullied because of his weight. But, and pushed around because of his weight. But if he sets his feet and he handles himself well, he could be okay. A a lot of these offensive linemen, will do stupid stuff with their hands when they know they're being beat. So the thing is, like, you got to make sure that you don't screw up and cause a penalty, holding wise, because you can't hold your own because you're not big enough and strong enough to hold your own against that type of pressure. So that's kind of my question: is he going to be strong enough to hold his own with the twos? I don't know, man. I don't know. Stick him in. The only way to know is to find out, right? That's the only way to find out. Cameron Irving, we already know who he is. Lornell Coleman, we already know who he is. At this point, I've already found out who Sam Tackleberg is. Justin Cray has done pretty good with the twos. I've been pretty happy with that. Very, very happy with that. So, yeah, it seems like Ricky Lee is really the only unknown that I've got with the offensive line right now that I want to look at. So, stick him in with the twos. Let's see what he can do. Otherwise, don't mess with the rest. The rest is great. I love seeing Deontay Brown in both the left and right guard spots. So let's continue that. With the twos and threes. Keep doing what you're doing with that. Love that. And I promise you will see some results. Alright, tight end. Let's move on to tight end. Ian Thomas, obviously. Hayden Hurst, obviously. We're going to get a lot of use out of both. Now, here's my question. Ian Thomas better than Tommy Tremble? Question mark? What do y'all think? Is he better than Tommy Tremble at this point? I saw some good catches from Tommy Tremble on Saturday that made me question that. And Ian Thomas had some drops lately. As of the last couple of practices that I've seen him, not today, but last week. So, I'm not really gonna hold that too much against him, but he needs to get that in sets in certain formations. I do like this. I do like how they set this up. Now, Steven Sullivan did make a couple of strides to improve himself a little bit. I would say a hair. This practice, this training camp session. I've seen a couple balls go to him last week, which I liked, and he was able to haul those in. So good. Richie's the one that kind of concerns me with the drops right now. I've seen a few drops from Richie, which, at this point, if your main position is to be a tight end, you should be catching the ball. Point blank. And if you're on the verge of not making this team as anything more than just a fullback, that's a problem. We got to have you catching those balls, buddy. If you want to make a stride towards really pushing your way up that tight end ladder, then you got to start catching these balls. But if you'd rather just be a fullback and understand that's going to be your role, then I'm down with just making him a fullback. And like I say, I see Giovanni Ricci as more of a fullback than I do a tight end at this point. Because of that reason. Because of the drop balls. And I've seen it during preseason games last year. I've seen it during training camp this year. And I'm like, Why not just go ahead and make him a fullback? You know, we're not doing anything with him other than that. So, I mean, if you want him to make the 53-man roster, then, and you don't mind just taking up one slot of the 53 for just a fullback spot, then yeah, Richie would be your guy. But see, we're trying to save that slot for something else that's more important, like fullback, wide receiver, maybe cornerback positions, defensive tackles, there's linebackers, there's other spots that are important too. So, we need that one slot open. So, here's what I need you to do, Giovanni. I need you to catch those balls during training camp, buddy. It's just that simple. Just haul them in. That's all you got to do, bud. I'm not looking for yards after the catch from you. I'm not looking for anything spectacular from you. But if you want to try to push your way up the ladder and beat out Steven Sullivan, go for it. But right now, because of your size and weight, fullback's all I see. You want to prove that stereotype wrong and that evaluation wrong? Go out and show me. Show these coaches you could do more. Because I do believe that you have more in you. I've seen you catching balls for a good amount of time too. So there's that too. I see the upside in Richie. I do. But I need him to start catching balls in order to justify, opening up that depth chart spot for somebody else. Otherwise, we got to put you in fullback, buddy. And that's going to take a spot away from somebody else that deserves to make this roster. So, and I'm hoping we don't have to do that. That would slow us down. But yeah, the whole Tommy Tremble versus Ian Thomas battle, that's a very interesting one now. That just became really interesting to me. Now just looking at this depth chart. So, I'll keep an eye on that in the next couple of days. Wide receivers we've already done. Quarterbacks, obviously. We named Bryce Young starter at day 2, which is a little early to do that because we haven't truly taken a good look at him, past day 2. But, hear me out. I'm not done. I'm not done talking. For all the people that are just like, ooh, Bryce Young doesn't deserve to be number 1. Don't let me finish. Bryce Young has earned that number 1 spot. He's earned it. I've seen it in camp for 2.5 weeks now. This dude has earned it. And anybody that disputes that at this point is clearly not paying attention to some of the throws he's put up. Not to mention the 2-minute drill, which I saw another 2-minute drill from this dude today. And I was very, very impressed. He may not have finished with a touchdown, but he took a shot at the end zone at TMJ in the end zone, where TMJ had to stretch out, laterally to try to catch this ball, going across the middle of the field from the right side, towards the middle. And yeah, he may not have caught that ball, but it was put in the right spot to where only he could catch that ball. So, I mean, at this point, I've seen low balls that are about 1 inch off the ground to where only his receiver can catch it, or running back. And I was like, yes. You go down the list of things that you're looking for in a starting quarterback as far as types of throws. It's like out route, deep route, post route, tight end flat. You go down the list of the basic ones that you see every training camp and every preseason. And this dude has checked every single box. It's like check, 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 check. And not only that, he's throwing it right at the break of these wide receivers and these running backs. Not after they've broken, right when they break. So he is hitting these guys right in stride. Cam never did that. Somebody else mentioned that on a different podcast. I think it was Black Cat Panther podcast, or it was C3. I'm not sure which one, but they are absolutely correct. That is exactly what he's doing, and I'm very, very impressed. That is what we have been needing when it comes to that. And that opens the door to so many more catches than we've had before. And so many more routes that we've never been able to open up, in the playbook. So I'm very pleased with that. Yeah, so Bryce Young has absolutely earned that number one spot. No question about it. Now, the questions come in with Andy Dalton. This is where I got questions. Matt Corral is starting to earn that number 2 spot for me. Andy's got to pick it up, man. I understand Andy's a veteran. I understand he's had multiple years in the league. Yeah, you're paying him millions and millions of dollars to be a consultant. Yeah, I get that. But the man is still stuck in his comfort zone. He's still stuck in his comfort zone box when he's under pressure. He'll check it down. He'll throw it to a running back laterally, and or a short tight end, and not take chances when there's a lot of pressure in his face. I need him to stand tall and take those risks, man. Throw it downfield. Even if you fail, you fail. Take a risk, man. I'm not seeing it from him, and it's frustrating me. Am I attending the joint practices? Yes, but not with blitz. He won't be there for those two. He's busy those 2 days. But, yeah, you have to consider that's a 3.5 hour drive for him. He lives up in North Carolina, so. And for me, it's like an hour drive, roughly. So, yeah, I'll be there for both. Definitely. I never miss the joint practices, ever. Since I've been doing this. And those joint practices will open up a lot of information about your players that you were not aware of previously before a preseason game. Some of these players you think you understand, like their skill sets and what they're doing, and come to find out when you get into the 2 joint practices after about 3 weeks, you're like, oh snap, we got a problem here. One of these Jets guys exposes a weakness in one of these players, or 2 or 3, and you're going, uh-oh. Okay, time to go back to the film study room and take a look at this. Let's see what we can find. And that happens every time you have joint practices. So that's a normal occurring thing. Kind of allow that to happen because it's going to. Focus on that. On what you learned from that. Allow those mistakes to happen, but learn from them. That's what needs to happen there. Because I've seen so many coaches try to control that and be like, these guys need to tighten up, and they start chewing them out. When really what they need to do is start asking, okay, what did you learn? It's the opposite of what you think should happen. Okay, what did we learn? This is the training camp day. This isn't a game. This is a training camp. This doesn't even count towards an actual game yet. What did we learn? What can we do differently? What is it that you think you did wrong? Let's fix it. Let's work together. And there's so many coaches that just are like, yeah, do it this way. It's my way or the highway. When they see that in joint practices, and it's like, oh my God. It's just frustrating to watch. Bill Belichick's always been one of those types of people. He runs a strict shift, man. A tight ship is what I was trying to say. My brain just works in like crazy ways during this time of the month. That sun fries my brain sometimes. Excuse me. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. Tight ship, right? All right. There's a couple other coaches that are like that too. And I'm like, okay. Y'all do what you do, we gonna do what we do. So, that's how I see it. But with Andy Dalton, yeah, that's something we need to do though. We need to do the good cop, bad cop thing with Andy Dalton. What did you learn when you threw it, when you got pressured? What did you see? Are these guys actually open? Or are you trying to force it where it shouldn't be forced? Are you trying to get rid of the ball? Or are you trying to find somebody that's a little further down the field than you're out of your typical short pass? Let's expand that view a little bit. Let's kind of look towards the horizon a little bit if you're Andy, because you might see something beautiful. You might see somebody that's open by about 1 or 2 steps. You never know. So just take that extra fraction of a second, and instead of focusing on that pass rush, look down the field. See what's there. Don't worry about the pass rush. The pass rush can't hurt you in training camp. They can't hurt you. They can't touch you. Other than just touching a sack, right? This is your learning experience, Andy. This is your chance to open that horizon up and see what you can find. You might find a treasure chest at the end of that rainbow. You never know, man. You just got to look for a fraction of a second longer and take your eyes off that pass rush. Don't be freaked out by it. Embrace it, because that's part of being a quarterback. Look at Bryce Young. Talk to him about that. See what makes him tick. See why he thinks that way. That might teach you a few things, about a few things that may help your game, just as much as you're mentoring him. You could do the same for him and learn from him too. I have said this many, many times. I don't care how long you've been in the league. You can still be a teacher and a student of this game. You can be both. You can be both a mentor and a learner. You never stop learning things in this league. Never. You just always have to be hungry for that knowledge. Now, as of right now, Matt Corral looks better than Andy, because Matt Corral is willing to push that ball down the field and, despite the pressure. So, he's willing to look a little further. Now, yeah, some of those passes may not be the most beautiful passes you've ever seen from Matt Corral, but at least he's willing to take that gamble and throw it down the field. Even if it's incomplete, he's willing to take that chance. And that's the only problem I've got with Andy. If he would push that limit a little further, I would say, yeah, he's already in the second spot, no question. But it would still be a slight battle between him and Corral. I think Corral is going to surprise some of us in the offseason. Yeah, I think so too. I'm starting to agree with that. And I hate to spend all that money on Andy Dalton and just make him a third string quarterback. But at this point, like, if he doesn't figure out a way out of this comfort zone problem, I could see it happening. And I don't think the coaches are aware of it. They're saying, okay, well, it's easy check downs. He's making good decisions, you know. And they get into their comfort zones as coaches and they say, okay, well, you know, we've seen this, we've seen this, we've seen this, you know. But after a while, as a coach, you have to push yourself too and start noticing what they make a humongous difference between a second string quarterback and a third string quarterback. And not to throw your knowledge out the window, coaches, but you know, I'm trying to help you guys too. Because you guys will get so far into your comfort zone too that you won't even pay any attention to that. You'll be focused on something else. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to keep an open mind. You know, you got to keep your eyes peeled. Weird things happen when it comes to quarterback battles. I've seen a lot of strange stuff. This does not qualify as strange stuff. You can fix that. You can fix that. That's an in-house fix. You don't need to send him to some other quarterbacks, you know, off-season training thing, you know, or whatever they do, you know, before they come to camp. Nah. You can fix that in-house. You know, after tomorrow's practice or even today's practice. Look at the throw chart. Notice how many of those passes were downfield. This whole entire training camp. Tally them up. Now, if that's a design play, you know, to have an easy check down, you know, to get a certain player involved that was not previously noticed, fine. I have no problem with that. If that's what you're trying to do as a coach, by all means. But, you know, have him throw it to that player. I've got no problem with that. But the amount of set drills that Indy has done so far in training camp to where it's just check down, check down, check down, check down, check down. And it's like, what are we doing with Teddy Bridgewater here? Are we doing with Baker Mayfield? Sam Darnold? Come on. At some point, take a risk. It's frustrating to me. For a guy that's been in the league for that long, you got no excuse. Matt Corral's got an excuse. If he was doing that, after the second year in training camp, I could totally understand. He's not used to the new coaching staff. He's not used to how things are being done. You know, he's having to relearn everything. Fair enough. I can completely understand that. If you're a rookie quarterback, yeah, fair enough. You start out doing that, but you got to start expanding. At some point, you do. But a veteran that has been in the league for 7, 8, 9 years, 3-time Pro Bowler, and you're doing that, we got a problem. If you've been doing that for 2.5 weeks, we got a problem. That cannot continue into preseason if you're going to be the number 2 quarterback. Point blank. It's got to be fixed. And I don't know whose job that is to fix that, whether it's Andy's, whether it's the coaching staff's job, to coach him up to fix that. But somebody's got to. Somebody's got to talk to him. Even if it's just a player, like Bryce Young talking to him about his courage of wanting the pass rush, Maybe that might spark something. Who knows? Whatever the answer is, go seek it out. Don't sit on this problem. Andy? I love you, man, but don't sit on it. The longer you sit on this problem, the more of a problem it becomes. You know, it's like an infection. When it starts out really slow, and then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it spreads through your whole arm. You know, that's a problem. But that's it. It's too late. You know what they used to do back in the day when you had those types of like sicknesses and infections and stuff? They would literally amputate your arm off. So my thing is, if you're an organization and you see a problem like that, what do? You amputate. You you cut off the part that's not working for you as a franchise. Yeah, it hurts like heck. Yeah, it costs you money. Just like in a doctor's office. But or they or wherever they practiced their medicine back then. But, the point is, they're chopping off what doesn't work. And at some point, they're going to do that to you. If you don't fix this. I don't want to see that happen to you because you're a great quarterback, Andy. You're a great man. And I don't want to see you leave out of here, not retired as a Panther. I don't. I think you've earned that right to retire where you want to retire, at the end of the road. But we'd love to see you retire here. That'd be awesome, once you're done. But you got to put in the work first, to fix those little problems like that and find the courage to push that ball downfield. I saw a little bit of it today. A little bit, just a hair today. And I need more. I need a little more. Come on, Andy. I know you got it in you, man. I know you do. You're a baller, man. You're a baller. You've proven that. You don't need to prove that to me. You don't need to prove that to anybody else. You're a baller. So go out and ball. Go earn it. Go earn that number 2 spot. All right, so I do agree about Matt Corral. Matt Corral's looked real good in camp so far. To the point where I would even consider putting him at number 2. If I didn't know about Andy's past, and what he's been able to do. So, it's a tight argument there, It starts up a real good debate, doesn't it? Starts up a fiery good debate. I like it. Because when you got those types of healthy debates coming into Carolina, man, you're getting something done. And we're debating for the right reasons, not the wrong ones. Not for players that need to be gone or cut, In this situation, we're arguing for good players that are fighting for a spot. That are being forged, into something better. So, Miles Sanders leads the running backs. No question about that. No question. Chuba, number 2, no questions to be asked there. None. Chuba deserves that number 2 spot. I agree. Alright, Blackshear. I like this running back setup here. I like this. I like the exact order that they put this in. Because, to me, I agree with the evaluations of Frank Wright on that one. And the staff. I really do believe this is exactly the setup that you should expect to see on game day. No doubt about it. We've been using Blackshear on special teams. So, punt returns, kick returns. So, I like it. Spencer Brown will probably be a practice squad like he was last year. That was the correct way to do it. And I like the running back room last year as well. I like the setup of it. It was exactly the way it should have been. Cameron Peoples-Jones needs to prove that he can hang with these guys, man. Because this is a rough, tough, rag 'em, tag 'em running back room right here. And I love it. You know, if Cameron Peoples-Jones can prove that he can earn that spot on that practice squad, by all means, let's have him on. We'll take up a practice squad spot for you, buddy. For sure. Yeah, you got to earn it, though. You got to earn it. So, I see there being a big battle between Spencer Brown and Cameron Peoples-Jones in the next couple of days. After looking at this depth chart, I can sense it coming. So, what I want to see is some running plays with both of them, with the threes. I've seen the wide receivers really. I want to look at Gary Jennings on that as well. So let's do 50-50 battle snap counts, play calling on that, and let's look at Gary Jennings. Let's look at Ricky Lee. Let's look at Spencer Brown and Cameron Peoples. And I want to see what these guys can do with the threes. Show me that. If you don't mind coaching. I would love to look at that. And as far as we got Wims versus Josh Van. I think Josh Van should beat out Wims at the end of this. I've seen enough of Josh Van that I do believe that he's got a little more as far as skill set than Wims does. But Wims is catching more balls. He's been given more opportunities. That's the thing. That's why I'm just kind of like, maybe if we give Josh Van a couple more opportunities and put him on special teams, I believe he could be something good. I think so. So, if you wanted to make the roster, a lot of these guys are going to be flex spots, which means, it opens up a spot for a 53-man roster spot that should go to somewhere else, which defensively, that's what we need. One of those offensive line spots should go to those 53-man roster spots should go to an offensive lineman. No doubt about that. I support having let's see. I say we give Ricky Lee and Nash Jensen a fair shot. Let's see who they are. To fill that open spot. But yeah, I do believe Van should beat out Wims. That's just my thought process there. Cameron Peoples-Jones will battle Spencer Brown. That's going to be a thing. Let's talk about defensively. And then I'm going to open up the Zoom for anybody that really wants to talk. So, we got Derek Brown leading the way, defensive end. Deshaun Williams, Roquan Williams, Taylor Stallworth. Taylor Stallworth I see as a camp body. He's probably going to get cut. Or if they really, really need him, he'll end up on practice squad. I don't see what Brian Ray staying around, though. With Nick Thurman here and Marquand McCall. I don't see that. Uh, well, yeah. He'll stick. He'll stick because you got to have at least 3 defensive tackles, right? So yeah, in that case, it would be Taylor Stallworth that would be probably on the bubble. All right, so Shy Tuttle, Henry Anderson, Antoine Jackson. I don't remember seeing Antoine Jackson out there. Maybe I missed him. I don't know. I'll look for him. What numbers? Jackson. Oh. He is 69. Yeah, 69. They got him pass rushing, so I guess. Yeah, maybe I just missed him. I mean, there's so many players to look at in that pass rush, though. To be fair, there, you do miss some of these guys, in that grouping because there's like 3 or 4 of them that get pressure pretty much every play. So, getting those numbers can sometimes be tricky with that grouping. So I'll try to do my best. I knew there was something I was forgetting that I was gonna put into this stream tonight. Um, yeah, let's definitely check out that Camp Confidential video in just a little bit after we finish the depth chart. I want to see this. I haven't watched it yet, so I've been saving it for you guys because I want us to all experience this together. How many of you guys have seen it in chat so far? Let me know. Okay, so we've got Shy Tuttle, Henry Anderson, Antoine Jackson. We got Burns, Gross Matos behind him. I agree. Ooh, excuse me. DJ Johnson that we drafted and actually traded up for. And then Jordan Thomas, who's going to be a camp body. Most likely. Frankie Louvu, Deion Jones, Chandler Wooten, Bumper Pool. Now, here's my question with Bumper Pool. Can he beat out Chandler Wooten for that spot? Wooten's been here last year. So he's got a year experience on Bumper Pool. Bumper Pool's undrafted rookie, right? David Screws recommended him to me, and apparently we picked him up. So, I haven't been disappointed with that move so far. I think Bumper Pool's a good guy, and he could have the potential to do it. We'll see. One of those 2 guys is probably not going to make the team, though. Might end up practice squad. Shaq, Camus, Ace Ely, and Brandon Smith. First of all, I want to say I love the fact that Camus is second string. I love this because Camus had such a great camp so far, but you're probably going to end up moving him to third in favor of Brandon Smith. Brandon Smith, I don't know why he's number 4 on this. Is he injured? Is he on the PUP? Wait, why is he number 4? Who is Ace Ely? That's a new name to me. I think I vaguely remember us signing Ace Ely. I haven't looked at him yet, though. That's a new name, though. And, there's a lot of names to keep up with this year that are new. So, forgive me if I've seen your name, but I haven't seen you. I haven't noticed you out there. There's so much to keep up with this training camp so far. My goodness, there's so many players. So obviously I'm going to miss a few, and it's understandable. Ace Ely, let's see about you, shall we? Number 43. Excuse the yawns. I'm just really tired. Um, so Ace Ely is 6'3", 233 from Georgia Tech, 24 years old. He's a rookie. Okay. I will take a look at him in the next couple days. Let's see who he is. I'm gonna write down some of these names, by the way, after this stream and numbers so I can find them. Justin Houston, I agree with that. Haynes, Kobe, Barno, Iku. Iku's a camp body. I'm not expecting him to stick. Kobe Jones beats out Barno? Okay. If that's what the coaches deem as what they think should happen there. I mean, I haven't seen really heads or tails of Barno because I've been focused on everybody else, but I'll take a look at that matchup there. I trust the coaches. If they think that's the right move to make, then I trust them. We'll come back to corners in a second. Let's do safeties. Xavier Woods, Jamie Robinson, Sam Franklin Jr. Good. Good setup right there. Love that. Von Bell, Eric Rowe, Josh Thomas. Beautiful setup. Yes. Jeremy Chin is going to be your nickel cornerback. Stanley Thomas Oliver. Moving around, Greg Maben. Yep. Like it. I like it. At this point, Stanley Thomas Oliver still has a little bit to prove to me. I saw him make a play today, but one play does not equal a good training camp. I'm sorry. You number 2 right here behind Jeremy Chin, but I need confirmation of that. You know. I know he's better than Greg Maben. Greg Maben's not going to stick. He didn't stick last year either. So, there's that. Okay, so let's look at corners. We got J.C. Horn, Keith Taylor, Herb Miller, Mac McCain. Oh, boy. I've already talked about Herb Miller. This dude's a 50-50 case, man. I don't know. I don't know if this is the right move. Unless you just haven't seen enough of Mac McCain in order to make a decision yet, then I would probably put Herb Miller at 4th. Strictly speaking, yes, he did make a play today, but not today, but Saturday. But realistically, I need to see a little more before I'm convinced. Quite a bit more. He's been burnt multiple times on 909s. You know, he's had the pass interference call today. You know, it's just, there's a lot of negatives. More so negatives than positives with Herm. And I need more positives before I can justify him being 3rd. If I was a coach. I'm just not feeling that one, man. I'm not feeling it. I mean, I trust our coaches. I do. If they think this is the right move, okay. But I'm just not seeing what you guys are seeing. You know, this far down the depth chart, you know, it's kind of, whatever. You know. Because most of these guys will end up on practice squad. So, that's why I'm just kind of like, I'm not making a big deal out of it. But okay, it's only a trailer that came out. All right, so here's my question, guys. Would you like me to react to the trailer or the whole video? Which one do you guys want me to react to? Let me know in the chat. Or both. We could do both. It's up to y'all. I'll let y'all decide in the chat. Go ahead. Meanwhile, other cornerback spot. We got Dante, we got CJ Henderson, we got Mark Milton, Rajon Wright. Surely we can find somebody better than Mark Milton and Rajon Wright. Come on, man. These guys have been through here already. We already know who they are. Give me a signed corner. Give me a signed corner to battle these guys, man. This is ridiculous. We get $3 million. You telling me for $3 million we can't find somebody better than Mark Milton and Rajon Wright? Come on. And Herb Miller? I'll give you Mac McCain. But the rest of them, come on, man. You telling me we can't spend $3 million to find something better? And still have $10 million for the emergency fund for this year? Wow. I mean, wouldn't you guys rather have like no rollover and a fully decked out squad that has no Achilles heel weakness, rather than have $3 million rollover and have a weakness in Achilles heel, like we did in 2015 with Mike Remmers? Are we learning something from this or not? Come on, Panthers management. Come on. Oh, you're killing me. We've had 7 opportunities. 7. Why are we not doing something with this? I'm telling you, man, I'm on a warpath when it comes to third spot and corner. CJ and Keith are not third string corners. I'm sorry. They're just not to me. They're fourth. They've been that way for a number of years. Since I've started watching them. And yeah, I mean, they've both taken a step forward in camp, but it's not enough. It's not enough to convince me that one of these guys should be number 3. No. Not enough. Yeah, you can get picks during practice and training camp, but that's practice. That's training camp. Show me that in a game. Show me that in a game. Then I'll start believing it. So far, neither one of them have been able to do that. They just keep getting burnt in games. And I'm just like, no. We must do better. We got to upgrade. Point blank, we've got to upgrade. One of those spots. One of those 2. Now, if both of these guys show up during this Jets game, okay. We can reopen this conversation again. You know? And I'll keep an open mind. But right now, I'm not sold on either one of them. Sorry. Not sorry to all the CJ supporters out there. Not sold. You gotta earn it. You want me to vouch for you for a number 3 spot, you gotta earn it. Same with Keith. Earn it. You're not just going to cruise your way into number 3. I'm sorry, you're not going to do it. Not on this roster. Things are different under Frank Wright. Things are different under this regime. You want it, you got to fight for it. We are forging this roster out of steel. into steel, you know, into something beautiful, man. We're forging diamonds out of this, man. Out of the coal that we find in the ground. Now either you melt or you get forged into a diamond. Which one is it? There's a few that are in between, but a very rare few. But we're trying to forge something amazing here. And we can't do that by looking at these guys and going, let's call them what they're not, you know? Let's act like these guys are better than they actually are and overhype them. No. Stop that junk. We did that before. That's the Matt Rule era. That's the Ron Rivera era. We're done with that. Evaluate them as they are. Stop overhyping these guys. If there's a player that's undervalued, hype them up. Alright, so we got kick return. See the Black Shears back here on punt return and kick return. I like it. Laviska, yes. Demir Bird, Shai Smith. Like that. Mm-hmm. And the new kicker is Matthew Wright. That will fill in for Eddie until he's healed. So, obviously Hecker at punter. J.J. Jensen, the long snapper. I mean, there's not really much more to look at here. I'm going to go back through, get some of those names later on. And the numbers that go along with them after the stream. And I'll be ready for tomorrow morning. You know, I'm going to take a look at these guys. I'm going to tell what I see. As I always have. I've requested certain things as far as like where I would like to see them. But it's up to the management, you know. Do what you do. You know, but those are the places I would like to see them at. You know, if you're going to show them to me properly to where I can get a proper evaluation of them. With all due respect, I appreciate you guys allowing those requests and hearing us out. Because we're trying to do our very best to help you, you know, and put you and elevate you guys as coaches, you know, so that, you know, we have the best 53-man roster possible. We all have to work together here, you know. In order to achieve that. But it's ultimately your decision. Management. So if you're listening, and coaches, if you're listening, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. So take our advice for what you will. Take it or leave it. Whatever you wish to do with it. These are our opinions. Purely our opinions, you know. We, the fans, have the right to state them just as much as you have the right to make the choice. So, it is ultimately up to you. We humbly leave those choices in your hands, and we trust you guys to make the right decisions when the time comes. So, that being said, let me see. Have they... There's Eli Apple's contract, 1.6. See, this is what I'm talking about. Eli Apple gets signed for 1.6. 1.6. You're going to tell me we have $3 million freed up that we're not using our emergency funds this year. $3 million. Because that 20 hasn't been subtracted yet. Or has it? 20.8? Last time I saw that, it was 20.5. Let me look at this. Is that really what we have left still? Did they? Obviously, they haven't factored in Wright's the new kicker's contract yet. Derek Wright's still there for $750K. Bumper pool $750K. Deontay Brown $870K. That's what I like to see right there. Elevate that number. Yes, sir. He's earned it. Let's see. Camus is making $1 million. Cool. Like that. Eddie right now is making 1.5 at kicker. Mingo 1.6. CJ Henderson. Okay, here's what I wanted you guys to see. $3.4 million. And that's just cap. Right there. All cap. You could literally move him right now and get 3.4 back. You could move him right now and get 3.4 back. Really? And we're not jumping on a corner right now? That's... Okay, let's do the math here. Assuming that cap number hasn't dropped down to 13, minus whatever the amount was that we signed for the kicker. Assuming that number is what it is. We got about, what, $3 million minus the kicker? Okay, so you're looking at 3.4 from CJ Henderson minus how much Eli Apple could have been worth. And you're going to tell me we did not upgrade? That's a difference of $2 million right there. $2 million! And we didn't upgrade. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. And I don't blame that on Scott. I blame that on Ajaro. Because Ajaro is just dead set on CJ and Keith for some reason or another. I don't know why. But he's dead set on these guys. And it's the strangest thing because we're running the 3-4. These guys are 4-3 guys. Okay. Granted, Eli Apple is a hybrid guy. Mostly 4-3. But still hybrid. Why? Why did we not spend the money? Why did we not give this man a phone call? Clearly, Matt Rule was wrong. Clearly, he was wrong. Why do you need to doubt? He was wrong. Why? There are so many lies that man told during his regime. During his time here. So many lies. That being included in there. Okay, so you're going to tell me that you have zero faith in Eli Apple? You're going to tell me you have zero faith in Eli Apple? Not enough to sign him back? For a measly 1.8? Come on! That's child's play money for us. We would still have enough money to go out and get something. I just... it's so frustrating. So frustrating. And we were still sitting there when Jamie Robinson was on the board. And we didn't take Hodges Tomlinson. That's a rookie deal. That's a rookie deal for a corner. Come on. What more do you need to see? Okay, if you're worried about if you were worried about Hodges Tomlinson's height, and dealing with bigger wide receivers in the NFL, I've already shown you he can handle bigger wide receivers than himself. He dealt with a 7'2" giant wide receiver, 1-on-1 on the sideline twice in one game. And you're going to go after a safety. Okay. When we clearly have enough safety help. If you were going to go after... Hold up. No, we need to talk about this, guys. If you were going to go after Eric Rowe and Von Bell, why do you need Jamie Robinson? Why do you need him? That's 3 safeties. Sam Franklin Jr. could be the 4th one. I'm cool with it. Why? In retrospect, that pick did not make sense. Position-wise. But, hear me out, and I'm not done. When you listen to Jamie Robinson on video, you listen to his call, you listen to how fired up this dude was, and the humongous chip on his shoulder, that's why we drafted him. That's why. And granted, I had this dude as a third rounder. That's why, that kind of took some sting out of that decision. I'm going to be honest. It took a good bit of sting out of it. Because I was pissed when we didn't get Hodges Tomlinson. That would have been the perfect pick for us. You want to talk about somebody that is doubted constantly? Hodges Tomlinson, because of his size and weight, is constantly overlooked. Why do you think he dropped that far into the draft? There's a reason. Nobody wanted to take a chance on that. And here's my thing. Nobody saw that highlight clip of him battling that 7'2" gigantic wide receiver and winning. All they saw was everything else. So, everybody in existence passed up on him until that point, that round, where Dallas picked him up. And Dallas got a stud. They got a stud. So let me say this. And I know that J.C. Horn loves Jamie Robinson. I know. I recognize it. I pay attention, guys. But hear me out. I know he does. But if he didn't have that chip on his shoulder, if Jamie didn't have that chip on his shoulder, he would have never got drafted here. He would get drafted by somebody else. Think about that. Think about that for a second, guys. Use your heads. Take the emotion out of it. Hodges Tomlinson is the pick. Take the chip on his shoulder out of the equation. Hodges Tomlinson is the pick. There's no question about it. Hodges Tomlinson is also a great special teamer. And that's what they also said about Jamie. Why not think about Hodges in that too? Yes! Thank you, Lock Poppy. Yes. Add that to the debate and the conversation about this. That's the one pick that's always gonna frustrate me. It's because we drafted emotionally. Ajaro was in his feelings, bro. He was in his feelings when he picked him up. And I'm like, oh, man. You know, funny story for those that didn't know about this or didn't see the VOD during the draft day. Woods comes in after about 2 or 3 minutes after we picked Xavier Hutchinson. I mean, Jamie Robinson, sorry. After we drafted Jamie Robinson, Blitz comes into the Zoom call, and he is just pissed, dude. I'm like, go ahead, man, let it out. Let it out. I was trying my hardest not to laugh in front of you guys. I was trying so hard. Oh my god, that was a great moment. I was so mad too because of that pick. And like I was going on an absolute tirade. I even had to step away from the mic for like 2 minutes. I was so frustrated with that pick right there. But he came in and actually trumped me with his reaction to it. I was just like, oh man. That was great. Oh man. Great memories, man. Great memories. Love that dude. Blitzball Champ. If you haven't subscribed to him or checked him out, go check him out on the U to the Tube, as he calls it. Yeah. Anime, wrestling, football, Panthers related YouTuber. Go check him out. I collaborate with him a good bit in the last 6 months, and I love collaborating with this dude. So, you know, if you haven't seen him yet, go check him out. I wasn't crazy about the DJ Johnson pick. Yeah, the DJ Johnson pick. That's the one that frustrated me. Here's the scenario. We traded up for DJ. Okay? Ajaro has a humongous love for DJ Johnson, and I don't understand what he's seeing. No disrespect, Coach Ajaro, but I'm just not seeing what you're seeing, bro. I don't understand why he made that pick. Why he felt it was necessary to trade up. Like, before this point, we have been trading down, getting more picks, getting more picks. And then for that one, we traded up. The one time Scott actually trades up. I mean, this better be one special guy right here. If you're trading up. I don't know what to say about that one, to be honest. Because DJ so far has not really caught my eye. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying he hasn't so far. There's so many other players to look at that he just hasn't caught my eye. If he's made plays, awesome. You know, but again, you know, if you're a player and you want to defend one of these players, come on in here. Let me know what these players did that day, stats wise, and how they did, and I'll listen to you. We'll hear you out. We will. And We will eat that crow if we have to, but yeah, but by all means, if you feel like a player's been ignored or slighted, that you think that I should be paying attention to, by all means, pitch your guy, man. Please do. As a matter of fact, I highly encourage it because I love hearing from the players. If they feel like there's somebody that isn't being properly looked at, I can vouch for them. I can speak up. I can get on the social media. I can vouch. I can get this fan base, you know, into it. But I've got to have something to sell them with. You got to have some stats. You got to have something that I can properly sell to this fan base. Otherwise, they're not going to buy it. They're going to think, oh, I'm just some 8-year-old girl at a lemonade stand, just trying to sell something that isn't real. It's just lemonade. So you got to show me something that's worth pitching out here. I got to have something to work with. You give me that, by all means, I will open that door wide open and pitch these players. If I vouch for him as well, yeah. Let's go. I'm a players YouTuber, man. I'm a players YouTuber. I love vouching for these guys when I get a chance to. Anybody. You name it. If I feel like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, let's go. For example, if you believe in, let's pick somebody out. If you believe in Josh Wims, for example, pitch him to me. If you believe in Josh Van, and you think he deserves that third spot, pitch him to me. Sell him to me, man. The NFL's a business. Sell him to me. Show me why I should believe in him, And if I like it, I'll vouch for him. No problem, Or on defense, if you believe in Bumper Pool, sell me on him. If you feel like maybe Taylor Stallworth is better than Raquan at this point, show me. Sell me on him. But I buy fully into the fact that Barno is better than Kobe Jones. Come on now. That won't take long to change. Like they said, it's unofficial. It's an unofficial depth chart. These people will change spots. So don't expect some of these people to stay where they are. But thus far, a lot of them will stay where they are. I can tell you that right now just because of what I've seen in camp. So, that being the case, obviously I'm going to be watching that Keith versus CJ battle very, very closely. Keith has closed that gap significantly today with the plays that he's made today. But that battle still rages for that number 3 spot right now. So I need to see it. You got to show me that you want that 3rd spot. Earn it. Take it. It is there for your taking, man. If you want it. But you got to take it. Don't just sit on it and expect to get it. And that's what CJ's been doing the last couple of years. He's just been sitting there and just like, okay, well, it's defaulted to me. And I'm like, Stop letting these coaches default these positions to you. Earn them. This is a new regime. This is a new coaching staff. New way of doing things. Earn it. Don't sit on it. Earn it. I want the best 53-man roster we could possibly have. I want a 53-man roster full of people that have a chip on their shoulder that want these spots and want to keep them. That is how you know we are going to go into the regular season with a winning roster. And with a mammoth roster. So, that being said, news from around the league. Kamara, 2-game suspension. Sorry about that. I have a bug problem in here. I've been trying to kill him for about 2 or 3 days. Yeah, Kamara, 2-game suspension. Do you feel like that's enough? If any one of us got in trouble for those types of things, we'd be in jail. I mean, let's be real. Some bugs around here, man. Can't kill them. Anyway, but yeah, we would end up in jail. 100%. As normal class citizens. Yet these people that are making millions of dollars, they just get a suspension. A 2 or 3 game suspension. They lose some of their money. Oh, big whoop. You know? Yeah, a couple $100,000s. Big whoop. You know? Which happens to be more money than we see an entire year. As normal class citizens. And I don't know how we're supposed to react to that. Other than, oh, boo hoo hoo hoo, you got suspended for a couple of games. Big whoop-de-doo. Oh, here's a pat on the back. Get back in the game. We're supposed to feel sorry for you that you got suspended? Calvin Ridley cost me a fantasy ring because of his illegal garbage 2 years ago. He cost me a fantasy ring. So I don't want to hear it. It's so dumb, man. I'm sure he caused a lot of people's fantasy rosters. All right, so when you're talking fantasy roster, think about this for a second. All right, I used to do fantasy baseball. Now, many people don't know who Troy Tulowitzki is. And whenever I would try to build a fantasy baseball roster, I would always think, okay, well, solid, fast guy, hit well, why not? I knew what he was capable of doing when he was healthy and on the field. The problem is, he was never on the field half the year when he was an active player in the later years. Oh my. The frustrations I had trying to figure out what to do with him on my bench. Because I was just like, should I wait it out or should I drop him? Should I wait it out or should I drop him? I know what this is going to cost me if I drop him. Because the second I drop him, he's going to turn it on. I know he will. Because it happens every single time. Every time. That's exactly what happened with Ridley. 2 years ago on my NFL fantasy roster. Had him on my bench for a good 4 or 5 weeks. Had no idea what was going on with him. He wasn't playing. He wasn't in games. And then all of a sudden, oh, now he's completely out for the year. He's taking a vacation? What? Somebody please explain that to me. You know, he acted like a man that had something to hide. Turns out, gambling. Caught red-handed with his hand in a cookie jar. And it cost me a doggone fantasy ring. And I'm still mad about that one. Man, I'm so glad that dude is out of the NFC South, man. I'm so glad. Clown. Anyway. That's typical Falcons for you, though. that's typical. Oh, Lord. That is typical Atlanta Falcons tomfoolery right there. Oh, man. But I wanted to use that as kind of an example to show you what he did. But you know, as soon as you try to put him in, he's not going to play. If you leave him on your bench, Calvin Ridley now, if you leave him on your bench, you know what he's capable of doing when he plays. And you're like, I don't want to give up on him. I don't want to toss him because the second I do, here he comes with like 50, 60, 70 points. And you're just going, dang it. You know? I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't toss him. I could not do it. Ugh. That man killed me for 3 weeks, man. Daggum. Yeah, I don't know, man. Unless you've been playing these fantasy football leagues for long enough, you know how frustrating this crap can get. That right there, that was stressful. That kind of pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, there's certain players you're just like, throw him the ball more, you know, or put him in for a little longer, you know, points. But the thing is, with Calvin Ridley, it was just like, what is going on here? It was just like pandemonium in Atlanta when it came to Calvin Ridley. Nobody could figure out what the heck was going on. That's not... Please, if you're a player, please don't do that garbage. Please don't. It screws us all over as fantasy owners. Please don't do that. Please don't. You're a clown if you do that. Alright? You're a clown. I'm saying it right now. I don't bash players. I don't call players names, but if you do that type of garbage and you screw over fantasy owners, you're a clown. So, you know what, Lock Pop, you put a clown emote in the chat. Put a clown emote. Put a clown emote. I want to show this dude as he truly is. He's a clown. Because whenever he's played us, you know, he's always like talking trash and all this stuff. You know, it's like, come on, man. Just stop. He's a clown. Alright. There's a lot worse things you could call him, but, you know, I'm not going to. It's family friendly here. And, you know, I'm trying to be respectful. So, but for those people that think that we are going to, end up 5 wins in our division, there's a certain website that put out early predictions, and they had us at 5 wins. Bottom of the NFC South. Rock bottom of the NFC South. I'm like, okay, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Because as soon as we go 2-0 off these 2 games right here that you see on your screen, the Falcons and Saints, I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear y'all say those same things. Oh, the Panthers are going to sit in the bottom of the division. Come on. Once we go 2-0, and I'm going to be at that second game. So I want to hear from these people that are throwing that out there right now. I want to hear from y'all. Come up in the chat, because I'm about to make y'all look like clowns. I'm about to expose y'all, man. There's going to be so many of these people that need to be exposed. So many. All of y'all doubters right now. All of y'all. Listen and listen well. We are going 2-0 to start the season. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are going 2-0. If y'all don't believe that, buy my ticket for me. Buy me a ticket to the next home game against a divisional opponent. If that's what you really believe, buy my ticket. And I will prove it to you in the stadium. I will prove it to you. Keep doubting. Nah, keep doubting. Keep doubting. We love it when y'all doubt us, man. We love it when y'all throw us under the bus. Keep being who y'all are. Because haters gonna hate, man. That's their job. Haters gonna hate. News media people are going to hate us. That's their job. They don't care 2 iotas about this team. They don't come to our practices. They don't come to our training camps. They don't do all that stuff. Why would you release ratings in power rankings if you've never even come to training camp and watched these guys? Why? That's failure to do your job properly. Why do you have a media badge? Why do you have a camera? You guys have studied for how long to become media people and get the special privileges? You can't do a simple Google search and tell me who Miles Sanders is? What Chuba Hubbard's numbers are when CMC went down for 3/4 of a year? Y'all can't do a simple Google search for 5 minutes, literally? Man, come talk to me when you stop being lazy. Then we'll have a proper conversation about this team. When you actually start caring about this team. Because none of y'all seem to care about this team. So why should I care about your polls? Give me one reason why I should care about your polls. Why I should care that you ranked us 28th in rushing and 30th in wide receivers. Why should I care? Give me a reason. Because at this point, I can't find one. I can't buy one, bro. Y'all want to hate on us? Go for it. We're used to that crap. Yeah, we've been bottom of the barrel. Why do you hate us? Why do you hate us, though? Why do you like kicking the dead horse when it's down? That's what I don't understand. I can understand if we were bucking the system and you didn't like it, like we were in 14 and 15. I get it. We're supposed to stay at the bottom of the league according to you guys, right? And we bucked the system and we did well. Fine. Against all odds, we were the underdog. I get that. That's an underdog story. That's fine. But why would you kick the dead horse when it's already dead? We had several dead seasons. Why would you when it's already dead? That's what frustrates me about the media, man. And then you want to steal our video footage? On top of that? When we had zero complaints about the fact that you guys were getting paid more and getting better shots. And getting the same exact footage. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from these media people, man, that are complaining about this crap. I don't. Don't come up in here, man, because you're not going to be met with a warm welcome. You're really not. I have been no friend of the media since I've started this. Y'all started this war with us. Y'all started this war with us. We didn't start this with you. You started this with us. Make no mistake about that. I'm not trying to make y'all look like clowns. Y'all trying to make us look like clowns first. Oh, you think I wasn't paying attention for the last 7 years? When I've been on every social media page that the Panthers have? And this fan base? And the official pages? Come on. You think I haven't noticed it? Come on. I notice everything, bro. Everything. I'm omniscient, man, when it comes to this fan base. I'm not trying to pick a fight with you guys, man. I'm really not. But y'all want to pick a fight with us? Alright then, you get one. You get one. I'm still taking notes at these training camps. What you gonna do about that? Oh wait, you can't. You don't have that kind of power. Watch them try to find that power now. As soon as I say that, they're going to be digging through their handbooks trying to find that power. I'm just frustrated, man. I'm frustrated with that junk, man. For real. And now that I've mentioned that we can't get footage, watch these people get stricter again in the next couple of days. Oh, you can't be filming, you can't be filming, you can't be filming. Fool, I haven't filmed a single set that these guys have done this entire... Quit harassing people with that stupid rule. Some of these people are just trying to take pictures, man. That's why these guys got a little bit lax in the last few weeks. You know, they're just like, well, that's cool. You know, because they recognize the staff is actually really kind about that. You know, they recognize that you're just trying to get a picture, or you're just trying to get like a 3-second clip of you in front of the training camp people. You know, and it's cool. You know, nobody's gonna care about that. That's why they're very kind about it, and they're just like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing this. But the second anybody tries to film for more than 10 seconds, it's like, ugh, and that's what it was like last year when we were at training camp. And I applaud the staff for being very kind and courteous about it. Thank you. You know, and not being complete jerks about it. I applaud y'all for that. Because you recognize that this is not your fight. You know what I mean? This is our fight. You're just there to do a job, you know? And I respect that. That's why I haven't given you guys any grief or any issues, or given you guys any reason to come over and say anything to me. I only did once, and that was the first day of that training camp when I did not know. Okay? I did not see the signs. I did not know. So now you got signs all over that freaking parking lot area before you even walk in. It's like these people are just blatantly trying to throw it in your face and say, screw you. And it's like, really? Really? That's how this is going to go? This is how this is going to go down, huh? Well, guess what, media? We're going 2-0 in the division, whether you guys like it or not. We're going to win this year, whether you guys like it or not. It's going to happen. The only way to shut these talking heads up is to win. And I want these players to light a fire within themselves to win this year. Because they're fed up with being put in the corner. I want these coaches to show up and get it done, man. Be there for the players. I want this team to have a fire within them. I'm so sick and tired of this crap. And I know you guys are too. We've been doing this for too long now. We've been put in the corner for too long. That ends this year. We're getting 10 wins. Doggone it. We're getting 10 wins. I'm calling it right now. If you don't see 10 wins on this roster right here, on this schedule, come on. If you don't see 10 wins on this schedule, you're clearly not paying attention to how strong this team is and how strong this roster is. Point blank. If you're still putting us at number 20 or 23 in your power rankings, you are behind the 8 ball. I'm saying it right now. You are behind the 8 ball. And you're about to get proven wrong. But keep hating on us. Keep hating us. Because that's what you're good at, right? That's what y'all are good at. Keep hating us. Keep throwing us under the bus. Because we love that crap. We love it. We eat that alive. Oh, y'all gotta hate us a lot more once we become the predators of the jungle, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Y'all really gonna hate us after that. You think you hate us now? Wait till we start getting those 10 wins. Ooh, y'all gonna come up with a bunch of garbage excuses why we won 10 games. And I'll respect any media person that comes out and says, I'm eating crow. This team is actually good. I previously stated that this team would be da-da-da-da-da, and now they're here. I have to respectfully say I was wrong. I will personally give you the biggest hug and handshake if you do that after we get these 10 wins. I will personally do that. But most of these media people are too egotistical, though. They'll never do it. They'll never do it, bro. I believe in second chances. I believe in showing that respect and love where it's due. But you gotta show me that you deserve it. Don't be hating on us and then acting like, backtracking. The Dallas Cowboys are doing this. Nobody cares about the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody cares about the Dallas Cowboys at all. When is the last time they won a Super Bowl? Exactly. So, every one of them does it too. Every one of them. That's a hater, man. Every one of them. It's only the respectful ones that are just forced to respect us in 14 and 15 that did that. And I got respect for NFL Network right now. I got to show some love to NFL Network. You guys showed us love the entire journey. The entire journey. You guys did the homework. You came out. You looked at this team. And you said, this team's going to win the division. Before it even happened. You showed us nothing but love on your network. Thank you. Thank you. Much love. I want to give you guys a hug and a handshake. Because that's properly doing your job. And understanding that these people are human too. They don't deserve to get trashed. They don't deserve to have their name dragged through the mud. They're people. Just like you and I. Show these players some respect. Show them some dignity. For goodness sakes. I'm tired of oh, CJ's so trash. And our own fan base does this too. And I'm like, I'm so sick of this. Show some respect to your fellow human beings. Whether they wear a uniform or not. As a Panther fan, every time you wear a piece of Panther gear out there, you are representing this franchise, whether you understand that or not. Show good examples. Be kind. Be the change that you want to be. That you want to see happen. Be the change that you want to see happen, guys. We can only improve our reputation as fans, as Carolina Panther fans, if we start respecting each other and other people as well. And showing kindness. That's the team that Jerry Richardson built. Yeah, players are not going to live up to your expectations. So what? There's always another player that can. At some point down the road. Stop whining about it. Start asking, how can these players improve themselves? Stop with this victim mentality, man. With these players, man. I'm so tired of that. How about we try this instead? How can you improve yourself as a player? You know, what kind of coaching do you need? Who do you need to ask advice from? If you're a player. If you're a coach, okay. You're learning just as much from the player to do better. You know, to improve my coaching skills. You know, even the owner is guilty of screwing some stuff up, you know. And even he admitted, you know, I screwed up. You know, so my thing is, like, show some respect. That's all I'm asking for. You know, I'm not asking for the moon, guys. And all right. Sorry, I kind of got into a little bit of a rant there. Can you react to the Eric Bellamy news? What's going on with Eric Bellamy? I didn't hear it. Whatever's going on with him. So, I don't know what to react to. Help me out here, man. But yeah, why this Kamara news is important is because we're not going to be dealing with him week 2. He's out for 3 weeks. So that's big. New OC for the Commanders? He actually took the job? Really? There's been rumors that he might go up to Washington for a while now. Wow. Okay. So you got Eric Bellamy as the offensive coordinator, Ron Rivera is the defensive coordinator. Man, okay. Something might be brewing in Washington soon. Y'all watch out. If Eric Bellamy knows what he's doing with picking players, this could be real interesting. Um, Ron Rivera somewhat does. He knows how to pick out the defensive players, but not the offensive ones. But Ron is very smart to reach out to Eric and bring him over there. Um, because now you got an offensive guru and a defensive guru. So it's balanced. It's well balanced now. So now it's roster filling from that point on. Can you create a roster that is dangerous enough to win that division? First year, it's a little late into preseason, and into training camp. I just don't see that roster being dangerous this year. But next year, if Eric knows what he's doing, could be interesting. Could be very interesting because Eric learned a lot from Andy Reid. And Andy Reid is a master strategist when it comes to building a roster. You've seen what he has in KC. I mean, that's 2 Super Bowl rings to prove it. Eric just ran the offense. He knew exactly what players he wanted for offense, but Andy was the one that put it all together. There's no doubt about it. So, that being said, look what the players in Washington said about Eric. Oof. What did they say about him? Complaints? Really? Huh. Let's see here. Let's see. Eric Bellamy responds to comments about his intensity. Yeah, the man's always been intense, man. That's just who he is. I've never known him not to be that way. Intense during practices. One thing they do appreciate is this: I'm always going to be upfront and I'm always going to be honest. Yeah, true. Just like I stated when I first got here, we're all got too uncomfortable to get comfortable. There's some new demands and expectations that I expect. I expect us to be the team that we're supposed to be. And it's not going to be easy. And everybody ain't going to like the process. But when it's all said and done with, my job is to make sure that we're doing it the right way. Develop friction with Patrick Mahomes during their relationship. Oh boy. Yikes. There was concern over how some of the players would handle Bellamy's approach after the 53-year-old was hired by Washington. If I ain't doing my job, my butt gets fired. It's my job and my responsibility to make sure I'm getting our guys out there to do exactly what I'm expecting them to do. He's working with Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett now. Eric Bellamy is who he is. Yeah, exactly. He knows how to adapt and adjust, and is a hard nosed coach, but also understand. Why is he talking about himself in the third person? He's talking about himself in the third person. He's insane, dude. All right. Eric Bellamy is who he is. Eric Bellamy knows how to adapt and adjust. Eric Bellamy is a tough, hard-nosed coach. I'm sorry. I just can't take that seriously. I'm sorry. Oh, man. That's funny. uh, it's going to be the biggest. I'm going to be the biggest and harshest critic, but I'm also their number one fan because I've got their back. You know, I'm going to support them at all times. Yeah. For some reason, it just reminds me of Dobby from the Lord of the Rings. Dobby is sorry. Dobby is a free elf. I'm sorry, man. Eric, you know I got love for you, bro, but come on, man. You know that's funny. I can't take anybody seriously that talks about themselves in the third person. It's just weird. Bro. Oh, that's just comical, man. Alright, but in all seriousness though, like, why did he, of all the offers that he's had, why does he now accept this one? It he's had chances to be a head coach. He hasn't gotten the any of the offers that he's outright rejected a few of them. He got too comfortable in KC and didn't want to leave. So now, why does he accept this one? Makes you wonder, huh? Huh. What lured him out of KC? That's fascinating stuff. Thank you, Walk Poppy. I appreciate that. Good info. Good topic to discuss right there. That's a good one. Anything else you guys want to cover? I'll be glad to cover it. Let's see. Oh, the Trevor reaction, right? Trevor reaction. Hold up. Yeah. Ooh, Justin Houston interview. Let's go with that first.
If I lost it all and I had to start from scratch.
Shut up, dude. Kill these doggone stupid gnats. Anyway. Alright. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Why did you choose here? What?
Coach Frank. It was simple. For Coach Frank called, I knew right then as soon as he called and hung up the phone, I told my wife we're going to Carolina. So it was an easy decision.
And why? What about it?
Wow. Y'all heard that right. Y'all heard that right. Yep. It is out right now. Black Poppy. We're going over it right now, buddy.
I trust him. He's a stand-up guy. What you see is what you get. He's going to be straight up forward, which is a guy that you know you can count on. And I think that, like I said, the biggest thing is trust. I wanted somebody I can trust.
How early on is like
Ooh. He wants somebody he can trust. Did something happen with him and his former team to where he couldn't trust them? Just something I noticed, man. Just something I noticed.
when did this process start for you? Is this just this week it popped up, or has this been going on for a bit?
For a couple months now. He called, I don't remember exactly when he called, but it's been a couple months.
What do you think was the delay?
Just getting on the same page with the contract.
Makes sense.
Sorry, Joe Person with the Athletic. Is there part of you too, as a vet, who kind of didn't necessarily have to be at all training camp?
Yeah, I was in no rush. We could have waited another week and I wouldn't have been there.
Could you expand on that just after 13 years now, and knowing your body and kind of how to prepare for the season?
Oh yeah, it's just to me it was just less work on the body at this point in time. I think I was able to control more of what I'm doing and more. I think once you start practicing it and hitting each other, it's more maintaining the body than building the body. It's hard to build the body when you're breaking it down every day. So right now, as soon as it started hitting, so it's able to work on my body and continue to grow.
All right, so that's an interesting tidbit there. You know, for all the people that do a lot of working out and stuff like that, you know, is he right about that? You know, for all the bodybuilders in the chat and subscribers that do all that stuff, you know, because I know how some of these players like build their body and stuff like that, and a lot of the former Panther players have talked about that at length, you know. So I'm just curious about that, you know. I saw a Twitter post of Houston teaching Burns some more pass rush techniques. Justin pointedly could take Brian to the next level. Yeah, he could. Oh, wow. So he was already working with him before he got signed here? Okay. Let's continue.
Sideboard radio. The idea that, seconds, and for you in particular.
Last year, I think I got off to a pretty great start. I was steady. And communication, I think it was just a great defense at the point in time. And once, it's hard to get sacks when the ball game is close. I think, especially when Lamar went down, the game changed for us a little bit. Every ball game was close, so it's hard to put pressure on the quarterback when they're running the ball. That's impossible. So I think that.
Ooh, did y'all hear that? It's hard to get pressure on the quarterback when he's on the run, man. Yeah, true.
That was the biggest thing that happened with that team.
Brian, what are your impressions of Brian Burns right off the bat for the guy you just met?
I think he's a great guy. I think he's a leader. I love the way he practiced. I love the way he worked. I think I'm gonna love playing with him. It's been a while. That kind of talent don't come around often. He's proven already. I think everybody sees and know what he got, and the sky's the limit for that kid. So I think it's a situation that we can help each other.
You're a leader in this group. Talk about your approach to merging into that as you help mentor those guys.
Well, I'm not gonna force myself on anyone. Like I said, I'm an open book though. Anybody that needs help or want ideas, I'm here for it.
That's the right approach. That's the right way to do it. I like that. Good first impression of this guy. He's a very humble, very approachable guy, and very intelligent as well. You can tell by the way he's talking and what he's saying, you know. and his body language. So I like this guy, man.
On paper, is there any history with him at all? And if you followed what he's done with really good outside linebackers in his career?
Oh, we met for a brief moment. We talked for a little bit, but we haven't really gotten the details. But yes, you're right. The teams he have and the outside linebackers, I don't know not one guy that didn't succeed in his his defense. So I think I'm gonna love playing in this defense.
Ooh. He said he doesn't know a single guy that hasn't succeeded in Ajaro's defense. Interesting. Okay, no, the post was from today's practice day when Houston was already teaching up Burns. Nice. Very nice. Love that. That's a big statement though from Mr. Houston here, man. I like that. I like that, and that actually gives me a little bit of confidence in Ajaro. More so than I did before. So, if Mr. Justin Houston right here supports him, I'm more likely to support him. I like Justin Houston. I like this guy a lot. I think he's a great person, and I'm going to enjoy watching him play in a Panther uniform. I think I am.
Frank talked about how you enjoyed being a mentor to younger players. Who did you mentor in Indianapolis, and can you expand on that?
Well, I was the oldest guy in the room, so anybody, I was like I said, I'm an open book, so pretty much anybody on the D line at that point was in one room. So anybody that needed help, you know what I'm saying? It was little stuff. Whether it was on the field or off the field, anything in life, I was just trying to help.
Was there a mentor of yours that you looked up to, or a couple that kind of guided your way through this crazy NFL life?
Well, I was blessed when I came in. I had a couple good guys, especially Tamba Ali when I first got in. He was a great mentor for me. I think the way I worked came from him. I was able to see a true veteran work in a all-pro guy as soon as I got in. So it was easier for me, whether a lot of guys come in when they got young guys around them, they didn't have a true veteran. But I had a proven veteran already, so I followed him.
Huh. All right.
Hi, my name is Alina, and I will.
That's really interesting. I never knew who his mentor was actually, so that's interesting.
Introduced myself earlier. I was just curious. You played defensive end. You played outside linebacker. What do you like about playing outside linebacker?
Good question.
I feel like we get to do more and get to show more of my ability than whether I feel like a 4-3 just you down in attack. You're not even reading, you can't see what's going on. Whether in a 3-4, I like standing up and I get to see. I like to play the play, you know what I'm saying? So if I can see the play from watching film, I know it gives me ideas on what plays are coming. With my hand down, I can't see much but the guy in front of me. So after playing so much from standing up, I kind of hate putting my hand down unless I'm about to rush.
Interesting. Interesting answer there. I kind of like that. Tells me a little bit more about him. You know, he likes to be able to see the field. He likes to be able to understand what's going on. That's good, man.
Speed to power rushing. When did that sort of transition take place in your career?
Ooh.
Tamba taught me to use, I would say Tamba and Joe Kim. Joe Kim is with the Patriots now, but them two guys taught me to use what I had. You know what I'm saying? So I really didn't know what I had until I got with them. And they broke it down for me and made it easier for me to learn. So like I said, them two guys, the way I rush, the way I think about the pass rush, Tamba and Joe Kim taught me everything.
Also, you have an idea of
Hmm.
Not sure. They got a game plan for me, so whatever they say, I'm on board.
You're also called you a physical specimen. For a 34-year-old, how do you stay a physical specimen at 34?
It just they say if you don't use it, you're a loser. I think that's the biggest thing. You don't. The older you get, the more you have to do. And it's not really working out. It's more like prehab stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
you don't really get a true break in the off season. Like
Yep.
right to maintenance taking care of my body, bending my body back up, doing little stuff. So I think that's the biggest thing, to stay on top of it.
Do mentally, spiritually to add into that?
Oh, spiritually, I'm a big believer in Christ, and it's just my wife helps me with that in that area. She buy books all the time. We always reading and praying together. She always keep me locked in and focused on the high power.
Wonderful.
Questions about, Akeem Aquanu, Taylor Moton, some of the guys on the ends here, the bookend tackles for Carolina.
I think we young. I think they're developing. I think they're gonna be real good though. I think we got a special unit here. So I think everybody's, once they start believing in themselves. I think the biggest thing is confidence. It's hard to believe in yourself when the game's not going the way you desire it to go. So once the game start going the way we want it to go, the confidence will come, and the sky's the limit for them.
Wow. You hear that, players? There you go. Great advice for you guys. Listen to this man. He's giving you golden advice right now with that right there. That's a nice tidbit right there. That's beautiful.
Deshaun Williams was just here talking about you guys and you and Brian Burns, and he said it's going to be a kind of pick your poison on who you got to double team on offense. You kind of view it the same way?
Yes, I love that. The thought of that, because you don't know which way you got to slide. So most of the
Right.
If you just got one pass rush, you know who's about to get the heat the whole game. But in this case, you got two, so you don't know which way the slide coming. So you don't know who's coming, who's dropping. It make it real hard on the offense. So I think it's gonna help us all.
Oh, that's a great question and a great answer. He's right. Y'all remember when we had Greg Hardy and Julius Peppers together, man? Oh my God. Like, you could not tell where that pass rush slide was coming from at all. He's exactly right. Were we a 3-4 defense in 2015 or no? No, we were a 4-3. To answer your question, Locke. Yeah, heavy 4-3. We had a couple of hybrid players, but no, we were a 4-3.
Throughout the league, like that you have this high opinion of him that you have of him?
If you played for him, you would know. Everybody that played for him, I believe, feel the same way I feel. He's a trustworthy guy. I think that's the number one thing in this game. You want to find somebody you can trust and that's going to stand on the table. Whatever they say, this is what it is. And once you got that, I think it's easier to go sell out and give it all for that guy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
All your
Yeah, I think I really like that. Justin Houston is a really intelligent player, and that was a great first impression of him. I learned a lot about him as a person, what he believes in, what he sees, what he thinks. And that was a great interview. Great presser right there. People ask some really intelligent questions, and I want to thank the media for asking intelligent questions there and really helping us to dive deep into this guy. So, great job. I thought that was awesome. So, yeah, let's see what Frank thinks we're going to be encountering tomorrow.
Right, a good work day. Be able to get the guys from Daniel High School out here and be able to get together and have a co-practice with them. That was kind of fun and unique. So I'll open.
Yeah, Daniel High School. Daniel is part of that group with Burns, Maldens, Hillcrest, that whole group of high school schools down here in the upstate of South Carolina. So, and Burns is always just that dominant high school team that everybody just moves their kids into that area so they can get, onto the team. And it would always be the best players of the entire area of South Carolina. So just so people understand how Burns keeps turning out these players over and over and over again, year after year after year, and winning championships. That's how it's happening. And I mean, they're still getting the same schooling, proper schooling, to get the degrees and stuff. But that's why they're getting all of this talent coming through, because the parents keep moving them into that school zone. So.
Yeah, what does Justin Houston bring to you guys?
Really excited to have Justin. Justin is to add to that group. That group has been really good in camp. I feel like the development of that group has been outstanding, and now to get to add Justin to the group is a big deal. He's a physical specimen. He's an incredibly smart football player. He's a leader. He's the ultimate competitor. I was with Justin in Indy, and I'm close with Justin. So this is firsthand personal knowledge of a guy who he's what we're all about, like a lot of these guys in this locker room. So we're trying to continue to add to that culture, and he's perfect for that. And on top of that, he's a great player.
One other thing I will mention about today's practice with Daniel people is that they were very, very interested in what was going on. They were very attentive and just watching every play, every movement, every snap, and just learning it and soaking up as much knowledge as they possibly can today. And I thought that was really, really awesome. When you look at high schoolers these days, that are on some of these football teams, some of them just don't care. They're just like, well, I don't really care about improving my game. I'm just here to play. But there are a good chunk of them out there that really, really do care. And they're very attentive. They soak up all that knowledge like a sponge, and they apply it to their game. And so that's what I hope the Daniel High School players take away from that practice today. So that's awesome. Shout out to Harvey. What's going on, Harvey? Much love to you.
He'll be a rotational player. Hey, listen, I have no doubt, knowing him the way that I do, that if we wanted to play him 60 plays a game, he'd be up for the task. But that won't be likely. It's a long season, and so we'll talk with the Jero, and we'll have a plan to kind of rotate him in, get the right amount of snaps that we want for him, and really, ideally, you want to be able to rotate your guys up front anyway.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
How does he complement, maybe not just Brian, but Marquise?
Really well.
Yeah. Obviously his production, needs no, it speaks for itself. And he's been productive in multiple ways. So one of the things that I know about Justin is he's not only a great player, but he's a great teammate and a great mentor. He loves, he kind of loves sharing his experience and helping the younger guys. So that's a big deal, because we got some young guys who we're really excited about. And so bringing Justin into the mix to, have him do what he's going to do on the field, but yet help bring those young guys around, that's important to us.
Yeah. What's up, bro? Keep pounding.
Everybody.
Keep pounding to you, Harvey.
Everybody.
What's up, man?
Well, I'll let him kind of spell that out for you, but literally, like with that D line, you'd see him every day after practice, staying out with young guys, talking to them all the time. Just loves talking football, loves talking pass rush, playing defense.
Excuse me.
He's all in.
Harvey, you missed the roster breakdown, man. We went through it. What do you think about Corral not beating Andy for the backup spot? Ooh. I did cover this earlier, but I'll cover it again since you're just joining the chat. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I don't mind. I do need to get some rest here soon, so we'll finish up this Frank interview and we'll do the trailer for the Camp Confidential and last second thoughts, before we wrap up. But yeah, I'll touch on that conversation real quick. Andy so far has not been able to get out of his comfort zone, and it's continuing under pressure. The 9-on-9s he's just fine, but it's under pressure where he has trouble. So, Matt Corral has had the guts to throw those balls downfield under pressure, and he showed today he can roll out and throw balls too, and complete passes. So, my main concern there is that Andy's just gotten into a dangerous, toxic pattern where he's just not getting out of that comfort zone under pressure, and it's a problem. So he's allowed that to become a dangerous pattern for so long that now Matt Corral could beat him out for that second spot. And what they mentioned was this was an unofficial first depth chart. That means that this can change. People will start shifting around. And I do believe that Matt Corral has had a great training camp so far, and I'm very pleased with the progress that I've seen with him. Is it enough to battle Andy for the number 2 spot? Yes. Is it enough for him to win that battle? I don't know. Because Andy does show that experience. He's got the years of experience plus the skills when he's not pressured. So he's got better ball placement and better timing, when he's not pressured. The problem is, Matt Corral is showing slightly better ball placement after the last 2 weeks, but it's not nearly as good as Andy's on the 9-on-9s, and it's clear. So my thing is, as of right now, Andy still has a hair lead on him. But plus there's the thing of we spent millions of dollars on Andy just to be a third stringer. Yikes, And if this continues, think of it like an infection. Once it begins, it's easy to take care of early. But if you don't take care of it early and it continues to become a problem, yeah, you're wasting money. Exactly. Think of the middle-aged people, what they used to do when they didn't have the medical practices that they do now. They used to amputate people. And I mean, I'm sorry to be so brutal to people, that are watching this, but that is actually what happened. That's historical context. So you would see a bunch of people, from back in the day that didn't have a medical answer for the problem, and they would just amputate, and that would be the solution. So think of it this way. Think of the doctors as the organization. Yeah, with fire and iron. You didn't have all these medical things to numb the pain and all that stuff. Later on, it wasn't reversible. It was just you got this sickness and it's just a death sentence unless you chop it off. And that's what I'm thinking. Relate that to his career. If you don't start fixing this problem and start fixing it soon, the organization, the doctors, will have to amputate. They'll have to chop you. And you'll be sitting on the bench. You'll be sitting on your couch pretty soon if you don't fix it. So They're not going to waste the money. They're not going to waste the time. If they don't think this is reversible, they're not going to waste that time. They're going to go after somebody new. You know, riding the pine. Exactly. They're going to go for the next quarterback that they can find. It's an organization. It's a business. People keep forgetting that. But that's exactly what it is. But at the same time, you have to have some humility in it, though. You know, and treat it like these people are human beings, not just numbers and names on a page. You know, these people have hearts. They have emotions. They have reactions. They have, kids to feed. You know, so you have to show some type of humility too. And that's what Gettleman failed. He wasn't that person. You know, he never showed that human career. You know, but he's got to break out of that comfort zone. It's just got to happen. If he doesn't, then I don't see him lasting much longer in the league. 2 to 3 years at max, and he retires. So, and like Justin Houston just mentioned, you know, when you get older, it's more about rehabbing than building up your body or keeping your body in shape during the off season. So, for Andy Dalton, that's more his area right now of his career. So just a basic quick synopsis of the roster. I'm not thrilled with Michael Jordan being number 2 right now. Not thrilled with that at all. Deontay Brown's been shifted left and right side during the 2s and the 3s during practices. I only just noticed it today, but he's been shifted around both sides. And I probably just missed it in the rest of these because I was focused on so many different players that I probably just didn't see it. As far as the cornerback battle, you got CJ and Keith battling it out for number 3, but neither one of them has really earned that number 3 spot for me still. So I'm still going, okay, well, why are we not going after a veteran guy? You know, and I recommend the guy from the Rams. You know, the former Ram corner. Or Josh Norman. So, and for those that missed it, Eric Bellamy news. Interesting that they lured him out of KC, man. I wonder what lured him out of there. So, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do the Camp Confidential video after this. Let's go.
Do. You know, we talked about, you know, last week we had the final 2 practices last week were both in pads. Then we had an off day, and now joint practice tomorrow. So today could have been a trap day, you know, where you're just kind of mentally taking the day off. So I thought the guys came out. I thought this was one of our better practices, both on defense and offense and special teams. I thought in all 3 phases we were sharp, we were crisp.
I agree.
Preparation for the joint practices.
Oh, excuse me. I agree completely after watching them today. I feel like these guys were crisp in all 3 areas. And he's right. There weren't many people that came out and, you know, everybody was like, well, maybe this is just a trap day. These guys came out, and that is a really, really good sign that these guys were that crisp and ready to go. You know, that shows me that they're not taking those mental days off. They're not taking they're not falling into that trap that we used to fall into, you know, with training camp. So that's good. Let's continue.
At the beginning of camp, what have you seen from all 3 of your main pass coaches, as well as Sullivan, in that rotation there?
I love that room. I've said that from day one in the off season. Tommy had a great catch out here today.
Yes, he
Sully's
did.
Looked good. You know, Ian's. I'm just telling you know, everybody looks at Ian as the wide blocking tight end, but that guy is he's more than that. And then,
Yeah.
of course, you know, we got our guy.
Yeah.
And so that combination of the four is a good deal. They all have different traits. You know, like I said, we see Hayden as kind of the all-purpose guy. He can do everything, but they each add to the mix.
Yeah.
Designing what you wanted the passing game to look like. Does Hayden almost become like that number one receiver since there's not that quote-unquote true number one among this group?
Yeah, so Darren, that's well said. And here's how. But here, and I would even say add this to what you're saying. We really design it so that we have a different number one receiver on every play. That's not just number one in the progression, which you would say, duh, everybody does that. But like, we're gonna really move guys around to put them. So some guys have a special. You know, I think everybody's got a superpower, right? We always say, hey, what's your superpower? And put guys in position to use their superpower. Maybe they can't. Maybe there's one or two routes that they run better, or just have a better feel or instinct for. So let's put him in position to run that, use that superpower on that route, on that play. He's our number one receiver. On this one, it's Hayden. You know, I mean, and mix it up like that.
That is genius. Nobody has thought of doing that in our coaching staff. Nobody. That is revolutionary right there. Wow. Big round of applause for Frank, man. For being unique and pushing the boundary of what everybody knows of how they do things in the NFL and changing it up. I like this. I like this. He's an out of the box thinker, man. This is cool. That's really cool. Like, what other coach have we ever had that has come up with an idea like that? And it's completely legal within the NFL rules. That's beautiful. Frank, I like that. I like that. I like the superpower reference too. That's awesome. Oh, this dude knows what he's doing, man. This dude knows what he's doing. Oh, it's clear. This is our coach. Mr. Tepper, you chose well. You chose very well. I'm very pleased. As a Panthers fan, you know, and as a YouTuber. I'm very pleased at your choice. You did well. I totally understand now why you chose him over Steve Wilkes. 100% I understand why. And I would choose him as well. Yeah. Yep. I completely would. Yes. After listening to that right there, over what Steve Wilkes said when he came in, and he was just like, well, I don't really have a plan for the offense. It's just like touch and go. You listen, that response right there versus Steve Wilkes is night and day different. Night and day different. Think about that right there for just a minute. Think about how big of an impact that is. That's what won Mr. Tepper over. I guarantee it. When he came in and said that, that's what won Mr. Tepper over. I guarantee it, man. Mr. Tepper definitely made up for his mistakes. Yes. And credit to Mr. Tepper for recognizing like how big this is and how different of an answer that is from Steve Wilkes. No disrespect to Steve Wilkes. He did an excellent job too. You had two excellent coaches at the end of the well, you know, to choose from. And I can't say I blame him for picking Frank. At this point, after hearing that right there, I can't say I blame him at all. And it was reported that Frank came in and he said, I want to do A, B, C, D, E, F, with this offense. Those are my goals with this offense. This is how I'm going to do it. This is why I'm going to do it. And this is how we're going to execute it. I was like, bravo, Frank. Bravo. That's what gets you hired right there. That's what gets you hired. Can you produce results, though? Can you put your money where your mouth is? That's what the question's going to be once we get out on that field. And I'm telling you, with this roster, it is 20 times better than any roster he ever built with the Colts. 20 times better. This is the one, man. I don't want to say this is the one that will take us all the way, but I'm going to say this is the one that definitely takes us to the playoffs. 1,000% this takes us to the playoffs. With that mentality right there. Fantastic answer. Frank, I love you for that, man. I freaking love you for that. Let's go. Let's continue.
To the outside linebackers. I think you had moved on in '96 to the Jets, but they had Lamar Latham, Kevin Green here. Pretty good tandem. I mean, with Burns, Houston, to remind you, maybe how good this.
I just think it's going. I think Justin is going to complement what we already have. Plus those young guys. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. I think Justin is going to come in and make a big impact, and he's going to really complement Brian in a great way. Justin has great speed to power. He's got moves. He can beat you multiple ways. But in this league, speed to power wins. In this league, speed to power wins.
Yep.
You want to look at sack production, you got to have speed to power move. And that's been Justin's forte his whole career. So he can do more than that, but that really complements Burns because Burns has that elite off the edge, right? And there's only a handful of guys that have that. Brian has that. Okay.
Yep.
Justin complements that on the other side with elite speed to power.
Facts.
Taking a break late in practice, coming over, your guys watching Daniel, kind of maybe rekindling some of those memories of when it was them, maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. It's not my idea, I'll admit, but the team did it. They did it last year in camp, and everyone just raved about how fun that was. And so, want to keep that tradition alive. I would imagine this will be a tradition, that we'll keep going. The guys are into it. Gives us a little break. Watching high school football is a pretty fun deal.
Yeah, I like it. Let's keep it going. These kids can learn a lot from these guys.
How much does that help you from a creativity standpoint with moving those guys along?
Yeah, it helps a lot because they're all, like you said, speed and size players, but they all have different, kind of things that they do well. And so, I mean, listen, at this league, everybody can do everything well, but like we're talking about, do something at elite level because that's what it takes to win. So that's what we'll try to do, and then we'll try to continue to build their game. Like with Mingo as a young player, say, okay, he runs these 3 routes really well. And then you continue to build the other ones, get him experience, and expand his game. I just think that'll be the plan going forward.
Really nice on he does it all the time. You got a guy coming in tomorrow who's pretty good at different arm angles. Any similarities in just the way Bryce uses arm angles and footwork compared to the way
I do think there's similarities. You don't like to compare in this business, and obviously Aaron Rodgers is in the league of it. And Bryce isn't ready to be mentioned in the same sentence as Aaron Rodgers. But the reality is,
of course,
he can do exactly what you said. Like the throw that you're talking about today, that's an elite throw, and how quick it gets out. That's the thing with Aaron. He not only can throw at all those arm angles, but the speed at which the ball gets out. There's a special skill set for that, and we believe Bryce has that same skill set.
Yep.
Right. I had 2 unrelated, but wanted to know if you had any kind of telling stories about Justin off the field during your time with him, and just wondered about it here.
Oh, I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at those questions. But listen, this guy's a class act now. You know, great family. You know, great husband. Wife is amazing. And you know, could require
6 to 8 weeks,
procedure.
right? That's what they said.
Could require a procedure. So you know, we're continuing to get him evaluated, which is a shame because he was really looking good. And obviously, he you know put himself in good position. But this was an unfortunate injury. I mean, it's. I don't want to put a time frame on it. It's not season ending, but it's significant. You know, like it's more than a month. You know, it's more 6-8 weeks. Like that's.
We'll be okay without him.
You know, they're talking more something in that time frame. So, all right, thank you.
I feel like we'll be okay without Bird. Yeah, Corbett. That's what I need to know. Because those are the players we want to talk about and look at. Once they get healthy again, you know? Alright. We're going to get to this Camp Confidential, and then we're going to call it a stream with final thoughts. Let's go. Camp Confidential. No, I don't want to help you. No, YouTube, I don't want to help you with your question. Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
You know, I feel like we've been getting disrespected for a minute, which is, you know what I'm saying, it's understandable, it's cool. At the end of the day, we got to go out there and prove it. And we got to prove that we're as good as we are on paper.
That's right. Tell him, Burns.
I came back because of guys. I came back because I know what the hell we had going on.
Let's let him fight back. Get.
You come here, like, it's a chance to truly, like, shut down everything else and, like, just worry about ball.
The expectation is really to push each other and to make sure we can get the best that we can out of each other every single day.
Avoid the hype train, right? Because there has been some hype. Everybody has a great resume, but as a team, we haven't done anything. There's kind of a mentality of, I gotta earn this. Let's go to war. Let's go to war.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Frank. Let's go, man. He said there's all kinds of hype out there, and there's a kind of mentality that says we got to come out there and earn it. Correct mentality. Correct. That's what I want. That's what I want to see right there. Come out there with that mentality every day. Don't slow down. Don't collect $200. Don't pass go. Come out there and get it done. That hard-working mentality, man. There's a chip on everybody's shoulder because we're hated, man. Yeah. We're pushed aside. We're ignored. Yeah, man. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful statement, Frank. And you're exactly right. That's exactly what we should focus on.
Hey, go! Go! Get in! Let's lock in. Stay in the moment. I'm telling you. It's over. Look like you got it wrong. No, look like you got it wrong. I know like this. Come on. I'm right now.
Well, that's incredible tour.
All right. So, that was Camp Confidential. What'd you guys think? Great trailer, huh? I think it's great. Also, more good news. 7 months in, Austin Corbett's feeling better. Feeling his fingers. Great. Happy to hear that. Let's see what they think of the camp observations for yesterday. Let's see. Brian Burns automatically started working with Justin Houston. Let's see. Oh, Houston is comfortable in the role. The emphasis remains on the fact that he could play. He had 9.5 sacks for the Ravens last year. 34-year-old, 27th in the league history, with 111.5 sacks in 12 seasons. And Burns has 149.5. Y'all remember that when we had Greg Hardy and Julius Peppers on either side, man. Y'all remember that? That gave you chills watching those two go at it together, man. That was a combo. God, that was a combo. Let's see. Houston's caliber. Alright, here we go. Between Haynes, still dealing with the back issue. Grossman, okay. Solid base of young players used to teach. That's cool and all. I'm not really interested in the Houston stuff. We've already talked about him. Pretty significant. Here we go. Jordan Thomas was again out of practice and wearing a brace on his left thumb. Oof. Okay. Hope he heals up. That explains why I didn't see Jordan Thomas today. That explains it. Chandler's always on his way back into condition, so he was on the left side of the field with Austin Corbett during much of practice, since he was only recently activated from the PUP list. It's reasonable to think he might not play in the preseason opener against the Jets. You never know what you're going to see in the autograph line. Already, Bryce Young has signed a baby. And Burns has signed a dog. Okay. Icky seemed a little more surprised when a fan on the fence removed his prosthetic leg. What? It offered him to... Wow. He actually... That's awesome, dude. That is so cool. Hey. You just never know, man. You never know. Let's see. Derek Wright had some impressive catches today. Yes, he did. Caught a deep ball from Matt Corral. I remember that one. And touchdown pass from Andy Dalton as well. Yes. Yeah, Derek Wright had a good day today. Very happy with Derek Wright. I forgot to mention him. Right tackle Tower Moten and Frankie Luvu had the bucket hats on Tuesday. Veteran day off treatment. Okay. Cameron Irving worked in Moten's place, while Luvu was filled by a few different players. Camus, Chandler Wooten, and Brandon Smith plugging in with the first defense in different packages. Well, Brandon Smith has worked with the ones already, so that's not a surprise. Wooten is the one I wanted to see, and Camus we already know. He's been having a great camp so far. Wooten has the number 50 jersey, but he won't have it for long. Yeah, true. Give that to Houston, man. Give that number to Houston. It seems reasonable you would continue that year. Yep. While so much attention will be paid to joint practice with the Jets, he was impressed by the work ethic. Good. Yeah. I agree. I pretty much agree. with all of that. That's what I saw too. He signed a baby and a dog. I mean, if you've ever been to like concerts and stuff, and like some of these musicians sign like some of the craziest stuff, oh my god. Some of these musicians have like some crazy stories. So most of which I cannot share on camera with you. So, but I've heard a few of them. Yeah, they're pretty wild. But if any of you are interested in having that conversation with me, definitely private chat me, because I love talking music and musicians as well as Carolina Panthers football. So yeah, I got a few stories of my own that I've witnessed myself. So yeah, I'm no spring chicken when it comes to concerts. That being said, final thoughts on day 10. Really happy with what I saw. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of it, and I think this is going to be a very, very interesting next couple of days. You know, I've requested the things that I would like to see, and particular players that I would like to see. So, let's see what happens. Let's see if the management obliges. They may, or they may not. Who knows? But that's how that goes. Do you know Tokyo Myers? No, I don't. I actually don't. Tokyo, yeah, Tokyo. I think that's how you're supposed to say it, Tokyo. But no, I'm not actually. Like I said, this is a Panthers chat, so if you guys want to talk about music stuff, private chat is probably best for that. Off stream. And I'll be glad to ham it up with you when I got the time, you know? And talk about that stuff. Oh, yeah. You guys already know I've got stories galore. And I've got a lot of stuff I can't say on camera. Definitely. But what do I expect out of these joint practices with the Jets? I expect a lot of heavy competition on our corners. I want to see how they handle it. I want to see how our lines handle this first practice. I want to see how disciplined they are. I want to see who's going to stand out. You know? Is it going to be somebody that I've got my eye on? Is it going to be somebody I don't? You know? Who's going to stand out? The battle between CJ and Keith. Heat up. I need something big from one of those two, man. Just separate one from the other in a really definitive way, so that we can make sure that we have a number 3 guy that we know we can count on. Deontay Brown, I'm going to be watching, you know, how he handles his business, you know, at left guard and right guard. Beyond that, that's really about it. Also, I do want to mention one more thing. When I've been trying to do these on the way up there and on the way back, my car does not have air conditioning, so my phone will overheat due to the heat. So if you see my streams cut off, you know, when I'm on the way back from Spartanburg, I don't feel like I'm gonna do those streams anymore for the post practice ones. in the car on the way back because of that reason. So if you see me not do those streams, that's the reason why. I'll post a notice on Facebook and in the community tab on YouTube here so that people understand, I'm not doing those on the way back. I could do them in the morning on the way up. So, but I can't do them on the way back. So, just FYI on that. So people don't panic when they don't see a stream from me, on the way back from practice in the next couple of days. I'll be doing a major big stream, at night, like I have been. And I know people were expecting videos this year and last year, and I'm not doing those anymore. Simply for the fact of the matter that live streams are easier and I can interact better with you guys in chat, actively and live, and in person. But you guys can get, on the VODs, and I'll respond to those as well. So, I just found it easier to do it that way. If you don't like that, then let me know, and I'll see if I can find a way to accommodate you, as viewers, because I want to accommodate you. You guys have helped put me on the map, so I want to try to do my best to accommodate you. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is getting a second phone, so that I can also stream while I'm working. That way you guys will be able to talk to me while I'm working, because most of the time while I'm working it's just, driving and delivering stuff. So, I want you guys to be able to talk to me, and make those days more interesting whenever there's big stuff going on, If there's not anything going on, then, obviously I'll just be watching other people's streams or just working, But I want to get that going. Once I've got air conditioning in my car, and that second phone, we'll get that moving. Alright, guys? So, there's going to be a lot going on during the weeks, and I want to make sure that I am able to stream and also work as well, so, and make my money without having to compromise one or the other, to do the other. So that's the plan. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about or discuss before we get out of here? Is there anything I missed? Oh yeah, that 9 a.m. practice, man. Woof. Please, no more 9 a.m.s. NFL, please, no more. Those are ridiculous. What players am I going to keep an eye on tomorrow? Great question. Great question. Hold on. Let me bring up that depth chart real quick. I'm going to be looking at Gary Jennings, Ricky Lee, J.D. DiRenzo. I'm going to be looking at Richie because of the drop balls. I'm going to be looking at Javon Wims, Josh Van, Andy Dalton, of course, Cameron Peoples-Jones versus that Spencer Brown battle there. So I'll be watching that heavily. I'm hoping that Spencer Sullivan will pick up the pace, this year and do something exciting. But I doubt it. I'm going to be looking at Taylor Stallworth. I'm going to be looking at LeBron Ray, Nick Thurman, Antoine Jackson, Chandler Wooten, of course, Bumper Pool, Ace Ely, Herb Miller, of course. I've been watching him heavily. Barno, because I don't know much about him. Mac McCain, Rijon Wright, Mark Milton, and of course C.J. Henderson and Keith Taylor. Those are the guys I'm going to be watching. Obviously, I'm not worried about Deion Jones at this point. The pass rush has been excellent, so I haven't really had any questions about that, regarding him. I already know who Houston is now, so I don't need to question that. Deshaun Williams, too. Yep. Let's see. Did I leave anybody out? I'm also going to be looking at Deontay Brown, obviously. And Michael Jordan to see if he will improve or not. But I doubt it. Did I mention Dash Jensen already? Or no? There you go. So those are the players I'm looking at. You guys know who you are now. Everybody else, I've seen you. I know what to expect. Really, it's going to be more of the same, So, you're either keeping it moving or you're not, And honestly, these guys have been doing what they need to be doing, so. What about Kobe Jones? Heard he's been making some plays. Kobe Jones. Perhaps. What does he play again? What position? I don't even see him on here. Kobe Jones. I don't see him on here. What position? Remind me again. Offensive linebacker? Okay. Oh, okay. Yep. Kobe Jones. Yep. Good catch, man. Good catch. And DJ Johnson, too. I need to know who DJ Johnson is as a player. So, YGM, I am slightly eyeing him too because, he's had the opportunities and he's just not gotten it done so far. So I need him to step up. Become a major pass rusher for me. For our team, Be forged in fire. Well, alright guys. Anybody else you want to talk about real quick? I have roughly 5 minutes and then I've got to get some sleep. I am going to pass out right after I get off this stream. Literally. So. Because I got to be up at 8:30 in the morning. What y'all got for me? Alrighty. Well, guys, I appreciate it. As always, it has been a pleasure. Have a good rest of the time at the joint practices, bro. That's all a question for me. Alright, thank you. Cool. Well, show some love to the fantasy team. We got 3 spots left, guys. 3 spots left. Black Poppy, if you want it, I'll send you the link. Because I have you in private messenger, so I'll send you the link. If you didn't find it already. If you're interested in joining it. That way, you know, you got it just in case it gets buried in the content that we're putting up on the Facebook page. But yeah. 3 spots left, guys. If we fill one more spot, I'm willing to possibly consider the other 2 spots open, you know, to people adding them. But if we don't at least fill 2 more spots, then I've got to close it off at 10. That's what I've got to do, you know. By the end of training camp, you guys have 2 more days, guys. 2 more days. Get them in. Get them in. Clock's ticking. You got 24 hours. You want in? Let me know. All right. I don't want to hear people messaging me later on and be like, oh, I missed the boat. I didn't get a chance to get in. You had plenty of warnings, people. You had plenty of warnings. I've been doing this every live stream. So y'all have plenty of time. Jump in there or don't. Your call. All right. Like and sub, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. We're going to be putting up a lot more content here. We got 2 more days worth of content. Stick around. We're not doing the post-practice streams anymore on the way back in the car anymore. Because my phone's overheating. So, but everything else will still be doing the same. Shout out to Monster Subs and Grubs. Appreciate you guys one more time for hosting us in our stream. And all of our subscribers and followers. Appreciate you guys. Much love to you. Go get yourself a sub. I promise you it's worth the money. It's worth every bite that you take out of those subs, man. They are so good. And they have all kinds of stuff there too. You know, there's a variety of foods. Go look them up. If you're in Spartanburg and you're coming to check out the training camp, make sure you're hydrated and you bring sunscreen. Put your stuff in a clear plastic backpack. That'll help you to make sure that it goes through the scanners sooner. You know, you get through there sooner. And watch out for the metal detectors, of course. Beyond that, yeah, stay hydrated. Bring 2 drinks. I'm telling y'all, bring 2 drinks. You're going to be glad you did. That one Saturday that Blitz was with me, it was baking hot. I mean, baking hot. You could see the reaction on my skin versus, you know, the regular sun. That's how hot it is out there, man. Bring hydration. So, that being said, you guys know where I'm going to be at. Left side of the grass, middle of the grass. Checking these guys out. You'll see my hat. You'll see my shirt. You'll see my clear plastic backpack. You know, look for this. And look for my notebook. That's how you'll know it's me. I'm the only person that brings all of that. So, so if you want to come by and say hi, please do. I fully encourage it. I'm very approachable and I love talking to people. Ask any questions you want. You know, feel free. Don't be shy. You know, we love you guys. You know, and I want to interact with each and every one of you at some point or another. You know, if there's any way to do so. If given the opportunity, of course. But thank you so much for the support. Love you guys so much. You know, you guys know what to do. You guys know how this works. You guys know exactly how this works. And what we do around here, man. This team never fades, man. It never fades. It never goes away. We're sticking around forever, man. This team's going to be legendary, man. It's going to be legendary. That being said, just wait. Be patient and wait. Stay happy, healthy, and well. Shout out to Lock Poppy in the chat. Shout out to the Real Sunchild. Shout out to everybody that's been coming through and checking out the channel. Leave a like and sub, please. If you wouldn't mind, it's completely free. Hit the bell so you don't miss the new content. We'll be coming out with a lot of new content, man. This is just the beginning of our year. You know, training camp is the beginning of our NFL year, YouTube-wise. So, it's a whole cycle. So, a lot coming your way. Shout out to Harvey in the Facebook chat as well. Much love to you. And to all the new likes. All the people that have hit the like button. All the new followers. All the new subs. Much love to all of you. Thank you very, very much. We enjoy having you here. Please do come back. You know. Open invitation, man. Much love to C3 for allowing us to show our love openly to your stream and to your followers, and for lifting the boat, man. For lifting the boat. Thank you so much. And if it weren't for you, we would not be able to stream for Monster Grubs and subs. So I want to thank you for opening the door to that possibility, and for letting us be the second stream. The second set of streamers that have ever done this. So, in Panthers YouTube history so far. And we love you for it. So, also, thank you to all the streamers that I've met so far. Much love to all of you. Stay happy, healthy, and well. To everyone, I will see you guys next time. In the meantime, keep pounding. Row, row, row. Hey, real quick. Brian Burns being not close to his contract. Is that a question of, is this man trying to hold out for Nick Bosa's contract? Wow. Big news right there. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it in the next stream. In the meantime, keep pounding. You've been listening to the Keep Pounding podcast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss any new content.